Last we left off, you had brought down the Harsfulls, quite literally, including including their literal house, and you had a very brief sojourn into the undercity of Gloomwrought. When you emerged, you received a message from Janio saying that you, as a reward, were going to be given real estate in the city, a house, and that as soon as you could evict the current residents, the house would be yours. When you arrived at the house was suspiciously well maintained. And yes, and I trust you remember Jesper?
Yeah, I remember Jesper.
Yes.
Yes. But as it turned out, the whole thing was an illusion, cooked up by some hideous shadow monster living in the basement. This thing apparently was waiting for you and wanted the heart of a Chardalon for a mysterious patron. A patron that a Chardalon seems to know. But he has since refused to divulge any information.
Typical.
But you were able to chase the monster off, wondering when it was going to return. Jenny suggested fortifying the house. So you are right now currently spending a very tense night in the house and find some music.
And I think Chrysanth kind of just went, I don't give a shit about the city. I can give over the heart to keep protecting you.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, me and
chaotic neutral.
I remember we said it's not the best idea.
Yeah,
I remember specifically what had happened because it was basically I had a talk with Chris before we ended the session, and he and Kel just went his own way for a little bit. Well, so I'm looking at the handout. So there are rooms where we can sleep in, right?
Yeah, they're bedrooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can sleep in the catacombs.
I'm not feeling that.
Brave.
I'm not feeling that for some reason.
Yeah, you still have the Discord?
Yeah, I think you should stop DMing, you guys.
Cue Pillar Man theme.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess Kelby's just going to just go find a bedroom and just kind of try and meditate. He's very tense and stressed out after the last conversation he had with Chris.
Right.
So he's just going to kind of be by himself for a little bit.
Let me put some music up here. There we go. You should be able to hear the whining in the background.
Yep.
Yeah, let me actually zoom in and see what these, okay, yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms, looks like. A couple of them have 2 beds. Huh?
No, that's pretty dope. I'm just saying the music.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, no, now that I think of it, that's probably the best music for a fight. Now that I think about it. That's a Gloomwrought fight right there.
Yeah.
Kelby's like, no, not my jam!
Yeah, that was the wrong... Actually, I just realized that was the wrong one.
Still, it's pretty dope. Like, it's worth sleeping in this environment.
No, yeah, Kelby, this is what Kelby boots up when he uses Spotify, you know?
Yeah, here's the one that I was looking for.
Okay.
This is the one I was looking for.
There we go.
Alright. So first question, obviously, is who gets the master bedroom?
Chris takes it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, nice.
Alright.
She's a queen. She deserves the master's bedroom.
Eva, go ahead.
Yeah, so she's going to basically... Is she going to sleep or just simply sit and stare at the heart?
Probably the latter. Because because the decision is like we're having the big prop. Because like it might come back. It will come back for the heart. So Chris is just sort of like preparing to give it away if given the choice, or like if need be.
Wait, I thought I can't remember precisely, but I thought Kelby took the heart, or someone else took the heart in safekeeping, just in case Chris would do that.
I think I gave it back to her at some point. I'm pretty sure I did.
All right, yeah. Okay, so what would you do, Sal? Which room do you pick? Actually, you know what? Let me show you the map of the house. Any relation to Death House from Curse of Strahd is actually it is
totally
it's not coincidental. It's not coincidental. You're literally sitting in Death House right now.
Okay.
So, oh my god, so Death House is our house?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's awesome, actually.
Alright, so there is the map.
Nice.
I take the 3rd floor. Wait, that's a master's bedroom. If it's 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah.
By the way,
it says in the lower corner of each map.
I would have been. I probably would have went to the 2nd floor, and maybe I would have took like this one, like over here.
Yeah, that's like the original servants' chambers.
Yeah.
I'll take the attic.
Oh, you can take the attic bedroom.
Yeah, I'll go with the Rovnia. Yay!
Because
there's a 2 persons bedroom.
Beds. Yep.
Yeah, so 2 people.
Really, you're not gonna take that one?
I was until someone said they're gonna take the 3rd floor. Oh, wait.
Not the 3rd floor. I just said I'm gonna take the room.
You're gonna take this one? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then sure, I'm gonna take the 3rd floor.
No, someone's watching me. When you hear noises, you're gonna be like, Chrysanthemum. And he's like,
Alright.
You'll just hear bumping noise, guys. I'm just telling you that.
Yeah. That's why I picked the second. That's why I picked the 2nd floor.
This guy is smart.
You're right underneath the chrysanthemum, so you won't hear a thing.
Yeah, you see why I did that, huh?
Yes. So Kelbi, are you going to be sleeping?
I am just meditating. Basically, I'm meditating, but I'm probably going to stay up a little bit longer just in case he just immediately shows up back.
Okay. Alright, you stay up a bit. Meditating, and as you do, you see Meepo open your door and say, excuse me, Kelbi?
Yes? What's up?
There's a monster downstairs. Can I sleep in your room?
oh, baby.
I just sigh and I go, wait here.
Alright, it's in the trophy room. I'm a little scared.
Kelby's gonna go and have a conversation with this monster.
Alright.
Where's the trophy room?
It's right here.
Okay. I will go down the stairs and make my way to the trophy room.
Alright, so you open the trophy room, and the monster in question is actually very easy to spot. Yeah, it's located in the corner right around here. And it looks like a colossal suit of armor. It looks familiar, but you're not able to place it until suddenly it clicks and you realize it's your iron golem.
Oh shit! Yeah, I was curious how this was going to happen. I kind of look at it, kind of put my hand on the golem, make sure that it's real.
It's real. It's also, you realize it's still empty. It's still waiting for you to pour your spirit inside of it. And you see there's inserted inside one of the knuckles is a folded piece of paper.
I pulled the paper.
You unfold it and it says, Kelbi, Kismet has told me what was happening in Gloomwrought. I think you'll need this more than me. I've had it delivered to your house. I hope you don't mind. Aisha.
Hey!
I kind of smile and I go, thank you, Aisha.
Yeah.
It's not a campaign without our shield guardian 2.0!
Yeah, there we go, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a shield guardian. This is a freaking iron golem.
This is a beefy boy.
It's better.
That's why I said 2.0.
2.0, yeah.
Well,
Kelby knowing that that's what the monster was, will feel a little bit more calm. He'll go back to his bedroom and just check up on Meepo. Is Meepo still there?
Yeah, Meepo is there. He's hiding under the covers of the second bed. You see, he found a piece of paper from somewhere. He's turned it into a tube and it's sticking out from underneath the sheets.
I
You
just
hear
look.
the sound of him breathing through the tube.
Two things, Meepo. I can hear you, and
I know. I'm just trying to hide. This way you don't, expose any vulnerable parts to monsters.
I kind of crouch down and I just say, Meepo, it's the Iron Golem. It was a gift from Aisha.
I don't remember what that is, but if you're comfortable with it, I am too.
Just give him a thumbs up. Good. You sleep tight, all right? You deserve your rest. Pat him on the head.
Thank you. You too, Kelbi. And Meepo is very quickly asleep.
All right, I go back to my meditation, and I feel a little bit safer, but still, the back of my head, I'm on guard.
Yeah. The night passes peacefully. There's no illusions or nightmares or things of any, or boogies of any sort that happen. The next morning, you wake up and you go downstairs, explore the house again. You notice that the disturbing pictures in the front hall have fallen down and are well into the stage of rotting.
Huh. That's fast.
Yeah, you realize that Gloomwrought is starting to adjust the house.
Accordingly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
According
This
to
was
its new
to be
owners.
expected.
Yeah.
I kind of look at the paintings, though, and I'm kind of like... Because I know that how the city changes.
Yeah.
Kelbi kind of holds on to the painting, kind of puts it... So the painting's still on the wall, though, right?
No, like I said, they've fallen over.
They've fallen.
Remember, when you came into the house, these were the paintings of the victims that you found in the basement.
Right,
and their teeth had been removed and placed onto the painting itself. The teeth have rotted into black sludge that's on the floor right now. And the paintings themselves are well decayed with mildew. And they like I said, they've fallen on the floor. And they're slowly withering away as Gloomwrought slowly gets rid of them.
Kelbi is going to try something. He doesn't know if this is going to work, because he's always still trying to figure out how the connection to the city works. He's going to, put his hand on the painting that's on the floor, and he's going to look at the sketches that he's been keeping with him. And he's going to see if maybe he can kind of imagine the sketches in the painting. He's kind of hoping that he can basically rebuild this painting into something that is, art.
You sit there and you focus. The rest of the party wakes up and begins to move around the house. What are you guys doing?
Well, Justin, you go ahead.
Oh, I go first?
Yeah.
After everything that has happened, I think Chris is going to investigate or just go to the ritual room and sort of try to get a better understanding of what visited them, because that's where this monster was sort of casting all the illusions from. So
yeah,
she's hoping to find something there.
All right. Yeah, it was maintaining some kind of massive illusion from the interior from that room. All right. What will Sal do?
He will try to prepare something to eat for the party.
All right.
Though there's rations, but
Cooking with Sal.
Yeah, you go to the kitchen. You find that the kitchen is actually well stocked with stale food.
Really? Sweet.
Yeah, Gloomwrought must have put some of it in there for you as a housewarming gift.
Nice.
Hey.
Thank you, house. Let's get cooking. Yep. And he will start, setting the fire, trying to cook, or at least do what he can.
Grilled cheese sandwiches?
Yeah, with eggs,
Okay.
Sure. What is that? Here we go. Okay, no, I'm actually looking up something here. I have it somewhere in my computer. Give me a moment.
How to make a grilled cheese sandwich?
No, I know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. No, that's not what I'm looking up. One of the many drawing references that I have is a copy of the Dragon's Crown art book, and in that book they have a list and images of the various meals you can make in the game.
Nice.
Interesting.
So let's see, you can have toasted bread.
Oh, I have. Oh, right. I have the Hero's Feast cookbook. Let me see what I can do with.
Oh yeah, you got that. God,
Yeah,
that was a while ago.
I've got that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up on the dishes. Hold on. This is gonna be amazing.
I prefer Dwarven cuisine. Thank you. I'm just kidding.
Really?
whatever you want. I'm joking. Is there
Dwarven
actually?
cuisines,
Oh my! Really?
There.
I mean, no. It's up to you. I really don't know. Just pick whatever seems good.
There are human cuisines. So
Wait, I
stuff you
haven't. I
can-
haven't eaten lunch. Why did I do this to myself?
Okay. Let's see.
Listen, my supper tonight was a bag of carrots. So.
My supper
Why
was
did you do
spaghetti.
that to yourself, though?
Because I may have lost track of the time, and I realized I couldn't have supper at 12:55 at night.
No.
You guys want to suffer with me?
Yes, that was the plan. I was thinking of you, Justin.
You know what?
No. No, I can make it worse.
You know what, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Because Sal is, an elven descent, he's gonna make an elven cuisine. Let's see. What do you guys say, dragon salmon?
Hey, that sounds good.
Yeah.
that's
I'm gonna post a picture here. Hold on. This is pretty good.
oh.
Guys, bear with me.
I saw the.
I need to.
I
Post
saw no. I just saw the picture of what Justin posted, and now I want to die.
Oh, I have more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
amazing.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, wow, we're eating good.
We're
Don't
eating
worry, guys.
fancy, guys.
Mhm.
Hey, I got you guys even more. Like, look at this.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I would like to point out that these are images of food these are like idealized images of food. What Gloomwrought lets you make though is a little different. It's a little on the burn side, a little on the stale side, a little tasty.
Yeah. Like the grilled taste, the
Yeah.
acrid. Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean by that. Yeah.
A little carbon, yeah.
That
This.
shit is like, if it's too much, like, holy crap. Like,
Yeah, it's not too much, but it's just
This.
enough to spoil your enjoyment of the meal.
Oh.
That would be.
I have
the
my,
dwarven cuisine.
I didn't win from this, did I?
I think we all lost.
Yeah.
This
We
work.
all-
Yeah, nobody
eating
wins
my
when
food
Gloomwrought
right
is
now.
concerned.
Yeah. So while Sal is cooking, does anything happen with the paintings, or is
Nothing happens with the paintings.
okay? Well, once I realize that that idea with the paintings is not really gonna work, I'm gonna go over to Sal, probably get some food.
Hey, no eating first. It's not done yet.
I'm
I'm gonna slap him on the wrist.
Ow!
It's not yet done.
What kind of apron do you have?
Oh,
Choose your words.
Just probably some rags I found.
No, it has to have like best dad. No, you
What,
can't.
yeah,
can't
did you
escape from this.
just rip off like the curtains?
You know
off
what?
a window
No,
and just
you
wrap
know what,
them?
guys? I wrap around my common clothes around my waist. How about that? That's just the fastest stuff I can find.
I was waiting for what's this?
Well, but I'm
Wait,
shirtless.
oh my god.
That's what I'm saying.
Paladin in the kitchen, rogue in the den.
You know, Sal is glistening in the sun with his muscles. Well, glistening in the whatever
Did you
Gloomwrought
put
weather.
olive oil on your ab?
Yeah. It's like,
Oh
yes.
god. Let's continue before this goes worse.
Yeah, let's continue before Aramil spontaneously shows up.
Oh yeah,
Oh
fucking Aramel
my.
Aramel just shows up.
Alright.
Oh my.
Sheesh!
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Kelbi, you were able to get some bangers and mash. You're
Oh, really?
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, you're able to eat. Like I said, it's just off enough to spoil your enjoyment. And you realize, yeah, it's just the Gloomwrought taste.
Yeah.
You go back to the front hall, and you realize something odd. The pictures are still on the ground, but there's a picture on the wall that you didn't notice before.
Ooh.
Oh,
So
okay.
what?
I check it. I check it
It
out.
does depict one of your sketches, but in like this really distorted way.
Ah, that's Gloomwrought for you.
Uh,
Yeah.
I kind of look at it for a moment and I go, well, that's honestly a lot better than I expected.
it was an avant-garde take of your sketch.
Honestly, Kelby's not exactly the most trained sketcher. He was trying to learn from Philo while Philo was part of the group. So if anything, it made it better. it's more abstract now.
Yes, the distorted look really looks into the mind of the author or the painter.
He's
Oh,
doing
yeah.
the
You sound like
impressionist
You sound like my art
style.
history teacher. Oh God.
Why the curtains blue, boss man?
That brings so many awful memories about learning how to interpret art.
Oh yes, the best.
So many awful memories.
Kelby will just kind of be smile at the sketch that, you know, even though it's distorted, it's still pretty cool that he was able to make that thing happen. And I guess he'll just kind of
Yeah.
Oh,
You hear
okay.
it yelling
Let's
from afar.
I wait for Chris to come down, I guess. That's what I do.
Alright. Yeah, everyone. Chris, do you come down when you hear meals ready?
Yeah, I mean, is there anything I find in the ritual room or no?
Oh, that's right. You were looking in the ritual room.
Yeah,
for
you
food.
look around, you find the slab, the chains. You remember Meepo T-posing around. It is really, though, beyond that, and the fact that it's half flooded, and the pile of rubbish in the back, there's really nothing.
I like to imagine, it took me like, I stood in the room for a minute, kick a tile, and I'm like, food's ready. I've done my job. My job here is done. And Chris just leaves.
Nice.
Yep, nice. Alright, so it takes you a while. Actually, no, it doesn't take you a while. You did find the secret stairs that lead back up to the study. So, you were able to go back up to the trophy room, and you get your meal. Alright, so now that you've eaten, what do you plan to do for the day?
Hold on, I gotta comment on his cooking first. I was saying,
What you were gonna
like,
say?
you see, Chris is gonna look at Sam just like, with a very like death glare and just like, you can cook like this, but you haven't cooked for us before?
Well, we never have the opportunity, you know. A proper kitchen for starter, you know, stuff for food. If you can provide those, well, can you?
I look towards Kelbi and I just say, we have to make it back here every day. No questions asked.
Yeah, Kelby for a moment doesn't say anything, but then he kind of smiles and goes, yeah, I think we can really make this a home.
And I kind of have the spoon and I like kind of wave towards Darovnia. Like, Darovnia's here, right?
She's
Oh,
here.
she's
Darovnia's like,
easily
you have a keeper right here, and I just kind of keep eating.
nice.
Yeah, she just nods.
Kelby just while eating goes, well, if we're gonna really make this a home, I was gonna see if I could maybe set up a place for me to train. I don't know, maybe I could move some furniture around. It was just like an area in the basement where I could sort of go with like a wooden pole, you know, practice my and I do some motions with my fists.
Yeah, the basement seems like the best place for your training, so like you won't be interrupted.
Or we can clear up, I don't know, we're not
ballroom.
using the second floor's, you know, ballroom. We can totally, you know, just clear out the piano and chairs and stuff. That's a piano I saw right there, right?
Yeah.
Second floor on the left.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot of noise. Like the basement's already kind of like noise resistant because it's underground.
The problem with
Kelby
basement
also
training is... Go ahead.
Well, Kelbi just goes, well, it's a good idea, Sal, but if I'm being honest, I actually kind of like the ballroom.
Oh, you want to keep it?
Yeah,
You want to dance in the ballroom?
No.
Kelbi
I have
goes,
this,
I
This
can,
has a smile.
oh yeah, you slap, and Kelbi goes like, well,
Is this
you
for
might
Agnes?
you might not know that. Which I stare at you for a moment and go like, you know what? Yeah, I could use the practice for dancing if you're up for it.
No, me? And just like Chris is like, I'm not Agnes, Kelbi.
I know.
Stab.
Oh, oh.
Yes,
Kelbi, when you say that, Kelbi goes, I know. But
I will be your substitute if you wish.
Oh,
Kelbi
this dance
has,
is killing me.
Yeah.
Kelbi's like having a lot of mixed feelings with those statements.
And then like
Kelbi is flashing back to when everybody was to the Snow Agnes and the party was almost massacred.
Oh god, yeah, Snow Egg.
But then
No,
you
I remember when the asshole was like, I went to go hear her heartbeat, and he was
Yeah.
like, what a fucking pervert.
No.
Yes. Yeah, Roland, yeah.
Oh,
There's
I
yeah, but then you remember you have the Iron Golem in the next room.
Mm.
And Iron
Chris
Golems
is-
are nearly indestructible.
yeah, sorry. Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, really?
No.
No, wait,
Yeah,
are they
it takes-
really in this?
Well, Iron Golems are hard to take out, yeah.
It takes serious magical damage to bring one down.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, I was just gonna say, right?
You have a
the
weapon.
Rovnios. Oh, sorry.
If you need it. What was
Yeah,
about
that-
Jorovnia?
No, I was just like, the Rovnios know we're gonna be your partner, so I think Chrysanth has to kind of do it. So
Yeah.
unless you can have Sal do it, Sal, you want to be the girl?
Sal just like stands up. You can see his
You're already
muscles.
cooking the dinner. You're in the kitchen. Come on,
I'm,
you can.
I'm saying like he's shirtless at this point. You can see his muscle
Okay.
glistening in the sun, like
Yeah.
calling
in
to
the
you.
sun, yes. The son of Gloomwrought, yes.
Yeah. Even in the dark sun, his muscle kind of has this magic.
The dark sun, I like that a lot.
Luminescence of the moonlight. Yeah,
Yes.
let's go.
Okay.
You were saying?
Okay. All right, Yeah, okay, Sal, you're swole. We
Or
get it.
I kind of point towards Kelbi with the spoon. You could practice as a girl, because Agnes could be the guy.
But I'm a guy though.
That, I can't hear you.
I did pan stare at Chris and go, no.
Jorovnia's going to say, well, maybe you could hire a dance instructor.
That too.
Now that
Oh,
we're nouveau riche and all.
We've encountered the Shadow Kais before, right? We did, sort of.
We did.
They they do awesome dance moves. Just saying. They-
Yeah, I guess.
Jorovnia's going to
the
say,
death
I mostly remember Chudderkai holding me hostage in middle of market.
yeah, but they do
Maybe,
awesome dance moves.
yeah,
saying.
maybe we look for somebody else. I don't know. I'm trying to think
We
of
can-
things to do,
We can.
but
We can probably ask. The only thing I remember is like, Capulet and they probably know some. dance
Capulet
instruction.
and Montague.
Yeah, they probably know some dance instructors because they're nobles, so they probably had to learn it. We can probably get connections from them.
Probably.
Yeah,
That's a valid answer.
I mean that might be something to do. I mean, it's funny. Kelby's also lost in thought, and then he thinks he has a realization about something, and he goes, "Huh." And he goes, I've really lost track of the time, huh?
What's wrong?
No, I just realized that my birthday's in a week.
Oh, you. Wait a minute. That deserves celebration, right
Jordan's
there.
like, we can try to find you a cake that doesn't taste like ass out here.
I mean, that would be nice, but you guys don't need to do anything. It was just I'm gonna be 22.
Be quiet. Nope. Chris stands up, just like kind of grabs like Kelby's shoulder very tightly and just like, you don't need to say anything else, okay? But like, say more, I will punt you.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that's the vibe.
Kelby's like sitting in his chair, like with the fork in his hand. It's just like, okay, I'll
Then Durovny is just going to like walk up next to him. So he's got these two beautiful women staring him down. And Durovny says, "Don't worry, Sal. Don't worry. No, what's your name? Kelbi. Sorry. Night to Sal was very intense.
Yeah.
But don't worry, Kelbi. Leave it to Chris and I. We will handle the planning."
Yes.
I can
And then
bake
just
the
like,
cake if you want.
yeah. What cake do you like?
And Kelby thinks for a moment, and
Chocolate? Or a chocolate?
Lava cake?
weirdly, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, it's vanilla cake, but with like a sea salt icing.
Oh.
An odd taste, but I can do
my
it.
My mother made it for me when I was very young.
Nice.
Sea salt frosting?
Yeah, it's like frosting, but with like little sprinkles of sea salt in it. It's a bizarre flavor, but it's a little bit nostalgic for me.
I wonder how that will work with the sweet vanilla.
It works
Well, I'm
perfectly,
interested.
actually. Like salt.
Really?
A bit of salt would actually intensify the sweetness of cake.
Yeah, well, have you ever had any like sweet and salty foods before?
Yeah.
It's just sort of like that.
I'm actually dying inside. I'm so hungry.
I'm sorry, we keep talking about food.
We keep
Tyler
talking
is
about-
torturing
This turns
us.
really fast into a cuisine.
I did this to myself.
Listen, Sal was the one like, alright, we're gonna start the session cooking. That's what we're gonna do.
So like, okay, we gotta. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you, Sal. You just set the tone for the whole session.
Yes, it's gonna be a cooking adventure. Yes.
This is not how I
Caster,
expected.
we have an invite list. You have to tell me who you want to invite for the RSVP, okay? Right? We have to handle this with precision.
I'm looking at Chris doing the voice, and I just kind of sigh, and I just go, well.
Oh, hold on. I put on glasses, and now I have a clipboard and wearing a black suit.
Oh.
Wow! Instantly. Just kidding. I'm joking.
Nice. So anime style. This is a
Kelby is rubbing his temple, just going, "Oh, I should have just kept quiet."
First thing, we do not invite Kismod. I have no doubt he will attend if we do, but he will certainly be bringing his horse with him.
Oh yes.
Yes, that's a nope. Crosses out.
He does not come.
I'd
Aisha's fine.
Yeah, I'd like to invite Aisha if that'd be all right. And,
Hey, there you go.
How do we get the invite to her, though? She is in another world entirely.
There's no way for me to communicate through that ring of
Well,
Jinn,
we can
right?
always invite
You can
Israel.
use the ring of Jinn to forcibly summon her.
It's like you're
Come
coming
to
to
my
my party,
birthday.
mate.
Just come. No,
Surprise birthday
I don't
party,
take
but
no
in
for an
reverse.
answer.
Surprise invitation, yo,
Yeah.
bro, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
Yes, you're coming to my party, and I'm not taking no for an answer.
Yeah.
That seems like a really silly thing to do, though. I mean, I'd love for her to be here, but I don't know.
We can
Nope, we're doing
always
it.
we can always invite Ezran and Amalia here. After all, we just help their family deal with, their family.
Yeah.
So
That is true.
I'd like to invite
Nathaniel.
my. Yeah,
If that's his name, I kind of forgot. Yeah.
I'd like to invite my firebending teacher. I think his name was Ashad.
Man, Kismod's gonna be left out.
Kismod was like, wait, where are
we
you
invite
guys
everyone
going?
except for. Listen, let's be real. If I invite those other genies, Kismod's gonna know about it, and he's gonna crash the party regardless.
We just tell Kismod not to invite any of the girls. I mean, he's still gonna do it, but just
Yes, when you say that, Kelby, it's like, has that ever stopped him? Once.
no. But I don't think Kismod wants to bring girls in front of Aisha now.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
That's
yes, he does
right.
he has a
Kelby
fever.
strokes his chin and goes like, "Wow, that's not a bad idea, Chris."
It's an intuition. You know how it is, right, Rovnia? And then I kind of just elbowed Rovnia.
Yes, totally intuition, totally not, remembering Kismod's life and trying to manipulate him. Totally not.
No. What are you talking about?
No idea. Why even bring it up?
I have the feeling, right? Just gonna put Isron also has a thing for you. I'm just gonna put it out there. So, I mean, things
No,
could go.
he doesn't.
Does he not?
No, he.
I mean, I know fire,
doesn't.
water. No.
No.
Man, finally, Chris is able to live out her high school fantasies. Let's go!
God damn.
Kelby is just slowly eating his food, just kind of like, I'm just gonna let them do their thing. Just gonna take a sip of water.
How did this go so wrong?
Yep, should have kept that one inside. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. I guess what Kelby will do is that at some point he does want to leave the house and go and get some kind of supplies to kind of build a little training area, if possible.
Alright.
Who's
what do
the
you
Lakewood
need?
girl that we met before? Ice.
Oh, Ice! Yeah.
The Lakewoods. Yeah, the Lakewood's still here.
We can send an invitation to the Lakewood. Just like, yo,
Yeah.
you wanna come? Quick
wanna
party.
party? Wanna party?
Maybe, I guess maybe what we can do is that if it's not too much trouble, while I go and get some stuff for the training area, maybe you and Sal could look for a way to send messages. Who knows?
Well,
there might
I'll
be
leave
some
that all to, Chris, because I got a
yeah,
meal
Chris
to
with the
prepare.
clipboard. Yeah, okay, all
Yeah.
right.
So, do you want it to be like fancy, smanchy invitation, like red wax seal, or do you just want it like what sort of parchment are you looking for? Oak, or just like
Also, what's your
papyrus.
favorite dishes? Like, I can do black pudding as desserts, but you want anything else?
Kelby's like, oh, all this attention being thrown at him is making him nervous. Kelby goes, well, I do like seafood, so any seafood cuisine, would be preferable,
Okay.
and
Nice.
yeah, like I said, anything for dessert, something that's sweet and salty, specifically with sea salt if possible. I don't know if that's possible, but
That's totally fine.
It's not impossible. It's totally possible. Gloomwrought is a port town.
oh, that's right, that's true. That is true. Yeah. And as far as invitations go, I'll let you go with your best judgment, Chris. You seem to have more knowledge than I do. These things.
of course, and then just like I've been waiting for this moment for as a little girl, planning a birthday for my friend. It should have been a wedding, but it's fine. I'll get to that soon. I kind of look towards the Rovnia and Sal. It's like, I'll be your wedding planner. Be ready.
Be ready. Oh God,
Yes.
that's gonna be one hell of an epilogue. All right, Kelby is gonna let you guys do your thing. He's gonna go and get the training supplies.
All right.
Chris is just gonna jump off the house and get ready for the birthday party. Gonna get the supplies, get the food, get the things that Sal needs to cook, and get the get the party poppers.
Nice.
Yeah, Meepo will be your messenger. They're going to tie little messages to him and send him running around the city.
Aw, can you put him in like a little like mailman outfit too?
Yeah, just give him a little trumpet to play. So you're like, Kelby Caster would like to request your presence at his birthday party in 2 days.
Yay!
Something like that.
Part of the reason why Kelby went to go do that, he's just like, this is gonna get out of hand so fast. I'm just gonna distract myself with this project for the time being.
All right, what do you need for your training thing?
I would like, if possible, I'd like to get some training materials, maybe to make some like training dummies. Definitely just a pole to kind of just do basic punching. Probably a bunch of bandages to kind of wrap my wrists with. I would also say, honestly, maybe a little bit of exercise tools. Like some weights.
Alright.
Stuff like that.
You could probably get the weights. You could probably find. Yeah, you could probably find the weights, but like the stuff you need to make the training dummies, like the wood, and wood, the dirt to fill the gunny sacks up with, you're gonna have to travel to the ghost quarter for that and loot some of the ruined buildings.
Kelbi will do that.
Alright.
Fine.
Alright, okay, so you're going to the ghost quarter. That's alright. It's gonna take a couple of just walking to reach it.
Well, I mean, I can do it at least somewhat fast. I do have like 150 movement.
Okay, you sprint. Just go.
Yeah, because remember, I can in worst case scenario, I can action dash, and that's 100 feet. And if I want to, I can make it 150 with a key point, so I can move pretty fast.
All right, yeah. So you just action dash through the city. You should, Kelbi, be able to see the map right now.
Yes.
Of Gloomwrought. Okay. You are right now on Briarborn Islands.
Oh, so that's where the house is.
No, your house is over here.
Oh, okay, I see it now. I see the little...
Yeah, it says your house over there. The red dot is where you are.
Okay, gotcha.
Alright, now, let me...
Oh god, am I gonna walk into an encounter? Oh god. I just want some dirt, man!
Random
you're gonna get the dirt.
Right up. Yeah.
It's fine, it's fine.
It's gonna be a random encounter, but random encounter doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be fighting something.
This is true. I'll just have to use my amazing charisma to talk my way out of something.
Yeah, it's on Briarborn Island, to set the scene for you, it's full of towering ruins, the remains of ancient noble houses, right up to, like, from the edge of the island all the way up to the other end of the island, like right up to the ocean. It's a wonder, the way some of them are leaning, it's a wonder that some of them aren't falling over into the ocean.
Right.
Also, the second thing you notice is that there's a lot of shanties here. It's a large shanty town.
Right.
It's basically full of the detritus of the city, the people that the city doesn't want, the insane, the criminals and vagabonds, the homeless. They're driven out here to this island, and they're left to fend for themselves. So, from what you can see, a lot of them have formed up into gangs with unified colors.
Right.
Others are just, you assume, so destitute or so strong that other people just don't mess with them. They're just left alone.
Right. I'm keeping an weary out. See if anyone's following me while I make my way through.
All right, actually, what's your passive? Are you actively looking for someone, or?
As I start to notice how the gangs, how like destitute some of the area is, I'm like, there's most likely somebody following me. So I am actively
make a perception check then.
Ooh, the solid +3. That's 10.
All right, you look around. You don't see anyone immediately. Anyway.
Okay. I keep walking and I look for what I can gather as supplies.
Alright, yeah, you fill up a gunny sack of dirt.
Okay.
You find a few beams that were once used to support a house, but are now just lying in a heap. They're a bit too small to create a shanty with, so so they've just been abandoned. So you take them.
Okay, perfect. And I will start making my way back across the bridge, and hopefully nothing stops me.
Yeah, nothing stops you when you make it back to the bridge or across it. It's when you're trying to make it home. That's when you're going through the drown quarter. That's when a couple of muscular-looking people step out from an alleyway. So it's two in front. One is right behind you for 3 total. And one of the people who steps out says, "Hey man, listen, can you do us a favor? We're kind of taking this survey, see? So we just need you to we just need you to hand over what you got inside your wallet so we can do the survey, if you don't mind. Or even if you do mind. The survey is kind of important, you know.
I just look at him and I go, "This is really what you want to do?"
He says, "No, not really. Yeah, but hey, gotta put money in your wallet and food on the table somehow."
There are a million other different things you could be doing with your time and energy. Mugging
Name
people.
5.
Name 5. You could work at the docks. You could start your own business. You could maybe go and help the church. You could start a book club. You could, I don't
What's
know.
a book? What's a book? No, seriously, I don't know what a book is. What's a book? And why would I make it into a club?
Kelbi's gonna try and think how he can spin this before he has to start using resources. Kelbi just pulls out his book of sketches, and he starts showing them.
He's like, oh, that's a book.
Yeah.
And normally we just call that kindling.
Well, did you know that if you were to create a book like this with your own drawings, you could sell them at a market and get gold that way?
Kelbi, as you're talking, it suddenly occurs to you that these are basically like teenagers. Like young teenagers, like 13 or 14 years old.
I thought they were hulking behemoths.
They are hulking behemoths, but they're also quite young.
Oh, okay, I see.
Like, somebody's been putting steroids in their Wheaties.
Okay, I see. Now I have a better idea of what we're dealing with here. Okay.
Yes. These kids are basically, you get the feeling these kids are just, too big for their britches, as it were.
I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna say, look, this is a way to make money. Alright? Now, I can tell you that if you go and give this to the right person, you can make 100 gold pieces, maybe even 200 gold pieces, easy.
That sounds like a great idea. Hand it over along with your wallet.
I knew it. I was gonna say.
I just sigh and I just go. I just start kind of like concentrating a little bit, and like a couple of the stones underneath me start to rise, and there's a little gust of wind beneath my feet, and I'm gonna try and fly.
All right, yeah. He just says, yeah, what are you doing? You're falling asleep or something on me?
I believe I have to make a wisdom check, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Concentrate on us.
Please don't fucking fail. Hey, I succeed!
You shoot off into the sky like Superman. And he's like, the kid says, hey, look, this clown's falling asleep.
It's a plane. No.
What?
It's Kelbi.
And I just...
and I just watch
fly my way. Alright.
Completely dumbfounded.
I just fucking just...
And then,
and I am with the supplies, and that lasts an hour, so I'll try and, make do with how long that lasts. And...
Alright, yeah, you fly. You're basically able to skip most over the streets.
Right.
Over the roofs. You're able to make it back in under an hour.
Awesome.
But yeah, you've left those muscle-bound kids thinking twice about mugging you.
Yep. And maybe they might start their own book club. Who knows?
Probably.
Maybe I left. Maybe I left a good enough impression for them.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Just remember that not all books are good.
Yes, this is true. This is true.
All right.
I return with the supplies, and I start making my way to the basement.
Okay, yeah, you just wordlessly go to the basement, ignoring the party preparations that are going on around the house.
Yeah, what are Sal and Chris doing while I go downstairs?
Oh,
I got the party decorations.
Oh, what'd you make?
No, I got those triangles, the red, you hang it there, stuff like that. I got the balloons, the happy birthday Kelbi in different I don't know, wait, I'm thinking of more. Just party decorations in general, you know. Got confetti. I got contractors to kinda not contractors, but like I got catering ready. Actually no, we have Sal. No, I get catering so they listen to Sal about that. I hired some chefs for you.
Sal is the head
You're the
chef.
head chef.
Yeah.
You're the head chef.
Yeah.
And I figured like if we're gonna if we're sprucing up, I got moving men bringing new furniture over for the ballroom, for the dining room, more chairs and that stuff.
This is fucking raw. No, just kidding.
It's raw.
Wait, you can just tell. I know this is probably gonna cost gold, but it's kind of worth it. So like,
it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, I have a lot of gold.
Yeah, me too. We all have tons of gold.
Yeah. I mean, we have tons of money.
I guess like it doesn't need a specific cost. Maybe just like a budget of like, 500 gold.
Well, hiring burly people to renovate your house is about 50 gold.
Hey,
chump change.
That's easy.
Chump change for you. I know these guys are burly. Like I said, these are burly. They'll be hanging around and helping you out.
Yeah. The teenagers show up to help.
The teenagers show up. Can that be a thing? I spot the same teenagers and I'm just like, hey, you guys look like you guys can carry stuff. Can you help me out?
Yes.
So like that,
absolutely. So they come in. You come up after setting everything up. You come up to go look for some like weights or something, and you see those teenagers taking furniture out of the trophy room.
Oh, please don't tell me they're trying to steal it.
No,
they're working. They're getting paid.
Yeah, Chris goes up. It's like, good job, guys. It's like, Kelbi, meet.
Yeah, what do you want these? Miss?
Over there, just by the corner, that look really nice corner table over there. Hi, Kelbi. These are the people I've hired to help us move some stuff. Do you recognize them? Look at them. Look at their muscles.
I just stare at the three of them. Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, hey, it's going good. Yeah, we took your advice to heart.
You know what? I appreciate that. Kelbi is just gonna look dumbfounded of this series of events that just transpired.
Really enough, I just saw them like by an alleyway looking shady. But then I asked them, "Do you guys want to make some money?" And then they were like, "Yeah." And then
did you have fireball in your hand when you asked?
Yeah, they were trying to make some money earlier in the day. I'm gonna go back downstairs now.
That's so good. That is so good.
That is so perfect. That is amazing. That's amazing.
Alright.
But yeah, I know Kelbi just, picks an area in the catacombs. He sets up his little training area. Maybe trying to think what would be a good place in the basement to set this up. It's looking actually, you know what? There's a little place with a well, right? Here?
Yeah.
I want to set it up there because I can also manipulate the elements with the water bending. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You go in there. You set up. You set up your training dummies. You have enough material to set up 3 dummies.
Okay. Cool. Boop. Boop. All right. And there's a couple weights.
Yes, you managed to find a couple of weights.
Okay. Perfect. All right. And I just finished that up. That's what I do for the day.
Okay. All right. So what are you guys gonna do for the next 6 days until the birthday happens?
I'm prepping, trying out dishes. So I already have, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I think I
already have 8 cuisines ready, but I'm still lacking the main dishes. So Sal is gonna try his best to come up with something that could fit all of this.
I'm gonna send you my idea because I actually think this might take 6 days to do.
Prepare.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh yeah. Don't tell Cal. Make it a surprise. Oh god.
This is amazing.
I love how I basically improvised that one line, and now we're going down this deep end.
Well, that's D&D for you.
That is D&D. Yeah. No, I love it. It's just kind of funny. I just was like, huh. I was thinking, like, you know what? It's like that doesn't happen that often. No one talks about their birthday in D&D for some reason.
Never.
Yeah, it's always like, this is fine.
I'm not sure if that's feasible, but like,
Okay, I'm seeing this. You're gonna need to talk to a wizard of some kind, somebody who might know the correct or a cleric, definitely a cleric, to see who can contact the afterlife.
All right, I go straight to the church.
Oh God!
All right,
I
you
think
go
I know
straight
what
to him.
he's trying to do.
Oh God!
Okay.
Oh God!
Okay. I'm sending you the cuisines. That's the list.
Discord.
Kelbi, I have the blindfold on, guys. I'll be in the basement for 6 days. Don't mind me.
Surprise me!
Okay, all right, doable.
I like how this whole session just turned into birthday party for Cal.
Yeah,
You gotta love it.
I gotta love it. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, all right. Okay, that's doable.
Yeah. Oh
It's all
God.
doable.
Nice.
I guess while they're working on that, Kelbi did have something that he does want to spend the next couple days on, if possible. After, he's feeling a little bit, cheered up seeing Chris's enthusiasm for planning this party, and he feels a little bit better about the circumstances, obviously, that had transpired a couple days ago. So, but he's still worried about his friend. So what he wants to do is that he wants to research everything that he can about a Chardalon. He wants to know any small detail that he can dig up about a Chardalon, because he wants to be prepared to deal with a Chardalon if it comes to that.
Probably will. All right. Let me pop open the DM's guide here. I'm pretty sure there's something about researching here.
Yeah, there is. There is. Now, it involves intelligence, which is my strong suit.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Also, I'm assuming that he was told to get out of the house because they're doing more planning.
Yes, totally.
Probably, yeah. We're throwing you out of the house.
Yeah.
All right. Excuse me. I can't find it. It's in the.
Oh, it's in Xanathar's, yeah. So it says, typically a character needs access to a library or a sage to conduct research. So first off, can I find a library or a sage?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are some bookshops around Gloomwrought.
Okay. Now, it says conducting research requires a work week of effort, so about 5 days, and at least 50 gold pieces spent on materials, bribes, gifts, and other expenses. The character declares the focus of the research, a Chardalon. After one work week, the character makes an intelligence check with a +1 bonus per 100 gold pieces spent, before the initial gold pieces to a maximum of 6. So if I spend 600 gold pieces, I can get a +6 to this check.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that because I'm gonna need all the fucking help I can get.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna subtract 600 gold pieces. 38. And I'm just gonna roll a d20 with a +6 modifier.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, let's d20 with a +6 modifier. 21. That's actually really good. That's according to this. I learned 3 pieces of lore.
Okay,
Nice.
3 pieces. That's a lot. All right.
I can read the rest if you want, or if you want to just improv
I'm
it.
looking at it right now.
Okay.
Each piece of lore is the equivalent of 1 true statement about a person, place, a thing. Okay. All right. About a Chardalon. Let's see. You know he was a giant red dragon. He flattened the kingdom of Silverthorn. He was able to. Okay. When a Chardalon had his heart torn out, this is the first statement. When a Chardalon had his heart torn out, he initially only survived by force of will. To survive beyond that, he had to bind a powerful demon to serve as his heart. Nothing less than a bower.
So a powerful demon to like
A Balor demon to act as his heart.
Yeah.
Yes, to
Oh.
push
Be a
blood
substitute.
throughout his body.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
he was nothing less than a Balor demon.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That actually tells me a lot.
So second true statement. You already know that you already know where Ashardalon went, right? After or like where he was killed.
I'm going through my notes right now. Charlon had kids and a mate. They were killed. Wants others to feel pain. God, I'm trying to go through my notes right now. I read there was something that I did write down that I was looking at today. It was about the stake. That if it has to be destroyed, the heart, you need the Golphus tree to find a Golphus tree, a stake that is used to kill a vampire, a descendant who originally killed a Chardalon. I do know that.
Yeah. Okay. No, then you don't know. So then the second piece of information that you need to know. It's a two-parter, because I'm generous. A Chardalon, when the Balor that he had bound to become his heart, when that Balor's enchanted labor was not enough to sustain him, a Chardalon sought out a source of life that was so pure that nothing could ever hope to kill him again, or he thought anyway. He found a place where the souls of the unborn are created, and he began to devour the souls of the unborn to sustain his own failing body.
Okay.
Interesting side note you find in that research, he actually accidentally addicted the demon in his heart to unborn souls.
Oh, so the Balor.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. Okay, interesting. I was just gonna ask. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Did I get the name of that demon?
Ooh,
Yeah, so let me see if
Nice.
let me see if I'm able to see if I have that in here somewhere.
I know I'm throwing a lie at you. I didn't expect to roll a 21. I thought I was gonna roll hot garbage.
Yeah, neither did I. Alright, I believe this is not it. No, that is not it. Okay, give me 1 second here. Yeah, he had Chardalon. The name of this demon was Amet, the Eater of Souls.
Amet. Okay.
Ammet. Let me spell that out for you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, nothing less than a literal Balor demon. Yeah, so that's number 3. The third thing you learn about him is that the group of adventurers that destroyed him were also able to track Amet down in the abyss and destroy him there, permanently killing him and ending his ambitions to return where Ashardalon was and devour the unborn souls there.
Took care of Ashardalon. Also took care of the Balor demon. Gotcha. So those are the 3 pieces of lore?
Yes.
Okay.
So
that's
basically, he had a demon. He used to devour unborn souls, and he was, as far as anybody knows, he was thoroughly killed.
That's good to know.
although the heart that you have suggests otherwise.
Yep.
Which is going to be interesting when I do my other thing later on. But don't worry about that. That's future Kelbi's problem. All right, so that's pretty much how I spend my 6 days. So it's you guys.
Yeah. Why aren't you playing? Hold on. It's not playing.
Groovy, come on.
Oh no, it's not Groovy's fault. The video was removed.
Oh no.
Don't worry, I have the title of the song. I always keep my I keep my crap labeled. Uh-oh. Hang on.
Oh no, my backup.
No,
is
the
also
exact song
down.
is missing.
While we're waiting for the music to come back on, let me tell you about NordVPN. NordVPN.
Alright, it's Raid Shadow Legends with us. Alright.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
always Raid
Oh,
Shadow
God.
Legends.
Oh,
Does it
God.
have to be Raid Shadow Legends
That just
every
hits too
time?
No other
close.
is
Oh, God.
except for it's like a porn company would be skeevy enough to promote this game.
Nah.
Here we go.
Listen,
just
I like
watched
I would
videos like
I would rather be NordVPN. You know.
Yeah, I'll see
like-
what I can do.
Okay. If we can get that
Copy online is
sponsored.
pretty good too.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Here we go. Previously, on our truncated session of Ashes of Ashadalon, you cleared your house out, you explored it for a bit, and you decided to settle down and make it your own. And then Kelbi revealed that, hey, his birthday's coming up. And immediately, all the girls just began to plan how his birthday would be celebrated. Invitations need to be sent. People must be invited. Decorations must be bought. Food must be cooked. And all Kelbi really wanted to do was just set up a training session, a training place in the basement.
Mhm.
So after Kelbi turned the lives of some young thugs around,
Oh God, yeah.
he began setting up his training room in the basement. So what are we going to do? During this week off until Kelbi's birthday? What does everyone do?
Well, I think last time I basically said that my week was spent at the library, learning out the information of Ashardalon and working on the little monk place in the basement. So that's what Kelby's doing. So I guess it's up to what Sal and Manacle want to do.
Right.
Manacle, I agree. How did I get here? I was in India.
So formal. Oh god.
Shit. I mean, Chrysanth. I'll get there eventually.
Yes.
Well, Sal, is there anything that you want to do? Because Chrysanth doesn't. I am not really thinking of much.
So like I said before, he's prepping for all the meals he's gonna bring out. Like,
Yeah.
that's a lot
Honestly,
of work.
I think Chrysanth is just preparing all the decorations and invitations
Yeah.
and all the like administration stuff. You know, like we need the DJ on this time. You know, there's
God.
guys gotta be here by this time. That sort of thing.
Okay. That's pretty rad.
Unless you want a more like we can do that on the side, then we have like a main thing that we're doing. So
Well, that's right, I guess.
Falcon's like, no, you guys need to go and walk around the city. How else am I supposed to ambush you?
No, I don't need to do that.
Oh
I don't
no,
need to
that's
do
even
that.
worse. We're probably gonna have some unwanted guest.
Oh,
No.
the moment that I said let's have a party for Kelby, I was like, oh, we're gonna get attacked. We're gonna get attacked for sure.
Yeah.
No. Actually, it's not what I was going to do. What's going to happen? We're going to have a little cutscene quickly.
Alright.
While Chrysanth draws up the guest list. And I'm going to want that guest list so I know which NPCs to play.
Oh, nice.
We are going to cut to the Deathless Palace.
uh-oh.
Unbeknownst to anybody, Agnes is just sitting, watching the city. Slight drizzle is coming down on top of it. She's sitting inside the castle so she doesn't get wet. She's a fire genasi. She's not really fond of the water. She made exception for Kelbi, but he's not with her now, so she sees no reason to get wet. Unbeknownst to Kelbi, she is actually looking in the direction of your house. As she does, she rubs her wrist, thinking about what the prince told her, about what she's heard. She wonders if her message will get to you. Now we're going to cut back to your house. So, Chrysanth, who are we going to invite?
Okay, so Aisha, right?
Yep.
Aisha's, yep. She is.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's the fire genasi's name?
The Afridi's name. Let me pull it up.
God, I had it.
I have the notes. I don't remember because I remember we just introduced this guy. Ashod.
I got to it.
Ashod,
Kismod will find out eventually. I don't need to invite him. He'll be there. I know. He doesn't.
He'll just be here.
Invited.
Save the paper. Let's save some money.
I'll invite both. The
Isran and Amalia.
Yep.
Yeah, Isran and Amalia. Nathaniel from the
Nathaniel Karad.
Yeah, it's the Karads if they ever want to come in.
Yeah. His mom's probably not gonna be able to make it.
Who else? Ice? Lakewood if she's around the area.
Yeah, we talked about Ice last week, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Alright.
And then is there anyone else that we can invite? I think that's all of our friends in the immediate vicinity.
Well, Robin Lakewood is back. Just remember that. So if you'd like to invite her.
Oh yeah, we had like a brief interaction with her. Yeah, we can invite her. She'll be down for that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's gonna bring Fluffy.
Oh,
yes,
God.
Fluffy!
There we go.
I just realized what's with me with spiders.
Nothing wrong with spiders.
I know, but it's like
it's funny because I actually do have arachnophobia IRL. I absolutely cannot fucking stand spiders. But
it's fine.
Yeah. So this is my way of dealing with it.
Yeah, it's a safe place. It's a safe place.
It's a safe place.
Yes, Fluffy is under my control.
Yeah. I think that's pretty good, I think, right? Unless you because like Kelbi, realistically, Kelbi doesn't have a whole lot of people from his past that would be even able to show up.
Yeah, and you don't think Prince Roland's gonna let Agnes?
Yeah.
We haven't asked. Do you want me to send in an invitation?
you ask Kelbi that, and he just stares at you, and then he just walks back into the basement.
It was a joke. Okay.
Too soon. Too soon.
Yeah, too soon.
Might be.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's good. I think we got ourselves a list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got the list. You're going to send the invitation out. The Afridi, the genies are going to be able to attend. They will. So they're coming. The Barrowfells will be able to come, but they won't be able to stay long.
Hey, that's fair.
As the heads of their house, they have a lot to do, and they have to. They're still not exactly, even though they're technically united in name. Those old grudges don't die easily. Nathaniel is more than happy to come. Ice is going to come as well, and Robin is going to come.
Hey!
But she also sent a message back asking if Kelbi would like a draw from the deck of many things.
Do it!
Like to test his luck, is how she put it.
I'm thinking about it.
What's
the worst that could happen, right?
We summon an avatar of death.
We'll fight it. It's practice.
You know what? Kelbi will say, bring the deck, and maybe, depending on how the party goes, he'll consider it.
Yay!
Okay.
Feeling spicy.
I'm feeling spicy today.
Yes.
You know what's funny? You know what you wanna peek behind the curtains? Kelby's a little bit worried about using that deck, but Reese isn't.
Well, I don't like where this is going.
But yeah, I guess sure. I guess I'm down for that.
All right. Okay.
Kelby's just in the basement, just whacking away at the sticks right now and doing his exercise. It's very like, he's sort of like, it's not really like he's getting any stronger or anything like that, but it's sort of like a meditative thing for him at this point.
Yes.
And while he's in the basement, he's slowly kind of going over his two schemes. The one with the Harskulls and then the other one with a Shardalon.
Yes, we're going to try to build an army of a hobo army.
Yeah.
Like Harskull.
But he actually just spends his free time kind of getting used to the house and all of its place. I think every once in a while what he does do, because he's really interested in the ballroom, so it kind of goes over there every once in a while just to kind of admire it.
Okay, yeah. And sometimes when you're in the ballroom, you do hear echoes almost, like waltzes playing, like grand waltzes and tangos. Is music, sweeping music that just, if you just close your eyes, you can see dancers just swaying back and forth in time with the music.
Okay.
It's kind of eerie, the power of suggestion. It's almost like the city is. It's almost like the city is like trying to trap you in an illusion.
Yeah, Kelby's still trying to get used to all that, but out of curiosity, he kind of goes and checks if the piano still works.
Okay.
It does actually.
Oh. I guess he'll kind of just tap a couple keys just to kind of see.
It taps you. Ding, 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 ding. It works.
He kind of looks around.
It's actually nice because I found that song that I originally tried to play, and it features a nice piano. Features a nice piano. Nice. I don't know what it's called. I'm not a music guy. I'm an art guy. It features a piano.
Piano arrangement.
Listen. Yeah, piano arrangement. That's it. Listen.
Oh. Okay.
So.
Kelby just lets it play then, and he just kind of.
It's the piano's playing on its own. You don't know if it's a haunted piano or if the city is playing it for you. You just know that it's playing.
He just sits down in the chair and listens.
Alright, so what is Sal doing while this is going on?
This is about when? When all this happened?
Midweek, I guess?
Midweek, yeah.
Okay.
Are you out getting ingredients, cooking?
Ingredients are, sent by, whatever help, Chris.
You're having them.
Yeah, so.
What about you sent those thugs, right? You sent the thugs to go get the ingredients?
Not me, but Chris, but, they all get ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is whenever a catering happens before, usually the chef will have to, do a lot of testing about the ingredients, and, maybe make a few meals just to check like all the
Make sure that that
all
supply
the-
of meat isn't rotten.
The taste
Yeah.
is accurate, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
that's what
You've also,
Cell would be
have you,
doing most of the time.
Yeah, have you gone to like other restaurants in the Plaza District to to see see like if you bum a recipe off of them or something?
Right. No. The one thing he would try to do, I guess, because, in Gloomwrought or, in where we're at, there's a huge problem about taste. Because, the environment always makes it, bad. Like, the flavor-wise, food would not taste normally, like in normal material plane. So he will try to, more like adjust the flavor so that at least it doesn't taste bad. Not exactly what it should be, because the influence of the realm makes it hard, but at least make it taste good and as close to the original flavor as possible. That kind of stuff. That's what he'll be doing. Yeah, most of his time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he's cooking.
Yeah, cooking.
Just making sure everything works.
Cooking. Having downtime with Durovnia, a little bit of practicing, just to make sure if anything happens, he'll be warmed up to, deal with it. Adventuring is our situation right now, and he doesn't want to get caught, when he's not worked out, when he doesn't have any armor or stuff. So that's mostly it. It's nothing fancy. Like, you just do this, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. So basically prepare for the big day. Okay.
Because he's
I
got
think
the
I know
feeling that something might have happened.
Might happen. Sorry, what were you saying, Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
Oh, I'm fucking. Do you remember what I wanted to do? Yes, last week. Like, I sent you like a message about what I want Chrysanth to do, and I had to find a cleric for that, right?
Would you?
I can resend it.
Yeah, I'm checking. It was a. Okay. Oh no, I see. Yeah, you're gonna have to go to the Temple District and talk to somebody there. Yeah.
Okay, I shall do it then.
You're gonna need a priest. All right. Yeah.
Oh god. What the fuck does that mean?
No clue.
You'll find out. It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Whether it's pleasant or not is the whole other deal.
Well, we'll see how you interpret it, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be surprising. All right. Make an investigation check. See if you can even find a priest who can do it first.
All right.
Let's see if that's possible.
No, Chris
First
is not good at this.
First roll of the night.
Okay, do I have guidance? Yeah, I do. I cast guidance on this. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Investigation.
We pray.
Oh yeah! You're gonna find a hobo in the alley who says, "Yeah, I like God and stuff."
Yeah, you think no? Actually, that's all. It is a hobo, but it's the furthest thing from a priest. I mean, like the closest thing that she could find was some homeless guy just screaming, "I see dead people! I see them everywhere!" You strongly suspect he's on narcotics.
Well, I guess there goes my plan.
I mean, if you need a cleric, you know clerics in the group.
That's true. You do have Durovnia, but
I'll ask Durovnia then.
Okay, we'll talk with Durovnia. Let me actually check and see what. I'm gonna check something here. Her spells, like what she can use.
This is why one of us has to be a rogue. we need a skill monkey in our group.
Yes.
Hey! If you say that, you won't take it back, right? You're gonna go back to rogue.
Oh God, yep.
If you say that, I just want to be a literal monkey.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm gonna go back to rogue, or not go back to rogue. I would love to play a rogue next campaign. I will be the shit heel.
Yes.
I'll finally play a frontliner for you guys.
Yeah, there we go.
So you technically do. Yeah, I mean, I have you run Meepo for me. So you
That's
technically
true.
do.
That's true.
All right. Rogna is going to think, and she's going to tell you she has never heard of a request like yours ever being made, let alone being granted. Like the most that she's ever heard is, I don't know, something like a seance. That'd be like it. That'd be about it. But she was always taught that seances don't actually put you in contact with the people you want. It puts you in contact with malevolent entities who impersonate said people.
Whoops.
Ah, yes.
So she would not recommend that.
Of course.
You know what's interesting, Chris? You could actually just wait to the party and then ask one of the families. Okay, listen. I need a cleric. It's very
There's not
important.
gonna be enough time.
It's
Not gonna be
enough time.
They probably need like materials that I need to buy.
True.
And I like things planned.
Okay, that's fair.
Wait, since we're in Gloomwrought, don't we have a dealing with, Raven Queen's temple? Maybe you can.
Yeah,
go
didn't
there? Yeah,
didn't we visit the Church of the Raven Queen at some point?
Yes, we did.
We did, so we can maybe.
There's no way
ask
they're
them.
gonna approve my request. There's no way they're gonna approve my
okay.
request.
Like, you can, Chris, you can be very persuasive.
Okay, I have a Chardalon here. Don't make you want to destroy your entire
Oh
temple.
God! You walk in the church with a bomb.
Yes.
Nobody moves.
Nobody move!
I need a cleric.
The Ebony Guard would take your head for that one, definitely. Alright, so you're gonna go to climb the stairs to the Raven's Eyrie, or are you just gonna fly up and cheat?
Sorry?
I said, when you arrive at the Raven's Eyrie, I don't think you've ever actually been there.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. That's the staircase of
It's a
misery.
staircase
Ah,
of
right.
black ice and misery. Yes.
Oh, then I just fly over it.
Yes, so you cheat, you just fly. And everyone just watches you just go up, and they just shake their heads, and they keep trudging up the stairs.
Sorry, guys.
Hang on, let me find it. Alright. At the top of the stairs, this artificial plateau. And on this black plateau, you see like sitting are these monks who are monks, and they're just like sitting in like these meditative pose. They've got these candles that have almost completely entombed them in melted wax. And from what little you can see underneath, it looks like they're actually starving. Like, they're little more than skin and bones at this point.
Okay.
Whirling around the highest spires of the temple, and the crowd and perched on the gargoyles are literally hundreds upon hundreds of ravens just sitting and watching. And even though like the staircase of misery is literally the only feasible way up and down, there's still a constant stream of people coming and going, ascending the staircase and descending again.
Okay.
So what do you do?
Well, I'm just gonna ask a guard. Like, I probably like go down like on top of the stairs. Like, I don't even bother touching it. I ask the guard, where is your religious services? I need to talk to a cleric about a personal matter.
The guard just doesn't respond. He just points his thumb over at the massive cathedral.
Okay, fair. I walk in. I go in.
Alright. You walk in and you just see this this massive sanctuary. And again, inside there's more ravens. Surprisingly, there's not a single ounce of bird shit anywhere. Either the ravens are smart enough to do it outside, or they are very meticulous about keeping it clean.
Okay.
It's row. You see row after row of these ornate pews carved with these various images of death. And standing at the very end, at the far end of the cathedral, looming over the entire room, is this massive black statue of the Raven Queen. It's like it is, and the ominous thing about this is no matter where you stand in this cathedral, the statue always watches you. You'd have to be literally right behind it in order to be out of its gaze.
You know what? I'll just go straight to the statue and make my request to the statue.
Nice.
Fucking amazing.
All right.
I sort of kneel and sort of pray in front, and respect the Raven Queen. Like, I know I respect another god, like I follow them, but I still show my knowledge. Well, how much do I know about the
Make a religion check.
Traditions? Yeah,
Make a
and
religion check.
yeah.
Pat
Okay, let's
yourself on
go.
the back.
Do it.
Use guidance.
I'm disrespectful.
Alright,
Let's
what you know
go.
about the Raven Queen is that she is the goddess of death, fate, and winter. That's why the staircase of misery exists. It fits into her portfolio as a goddess of winter, and it also forces you, as you weaken as you climb those stairs, forces you to confront your own mortality and whether or not you have the strength to face fate. That's all you know.
Okay, well, I'm gonna kneel in front of the statue, make my request to see if it will be approved, that I may find a cleric that is able to help me in this endeavor. And if not, I shall go to another god for help.
Okay, yeah. When you make your prayer, you stand up. Yeah, there we go. You turn around and you see three. You don't know if they're clerics. They're definitely soldiers wearing raven-themed armor. Their helmets have raven beaks. Their armor is carved with images of ravens. And one of them says, "So what's all this about going to another god?"
Whoopsie.
If I say, if the Raven Queen cannot help me, then I must ask another god.
And one of them is going to say, "Alright, well, which god will grant your request? Which one has the power to do what you ask?"
I think about it. Which god would be able to grant my request?
Make another religion check if you really want to try to think this through.
I should have think about this too before entering here.
Yes.
It's okay, Chris. Yeah, Chrysanth is just I do it and then think about it. That's how it's gonna be.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
alright.
Eventually.
Yeah. Lyra could probably do it if you believe. If you've spread enough joy, she might be willing to grant your requests.
I really think Lyra doesn't want to speak to me after what I've said about the Chardalon, and I don't care about the entire city burning up. So,
Yeah, my last discard call with Lyra didn't end very well.
I tell the monks, you tell me.
Yeah, I like that. That's great.
Yeah, that's what you say to them? You just say, "You tell me"?
Yeah, I mean, like, I just say, I don't know. Are you willing to tell me?
You just say, one of them shakes his head and says, No, it was all rhetorical. There is no other god besides the Raven Queen who can.
Okay, then.
Even if there was, such a god would pass into her power soon enough.
Then I look at the Raven Queen statue and I just say, well, how do I know if she will grant my request?
I'm trying to think how I can respond to this without, giving away the whole thing.
Ooh.
Like giving away a thing.
Then take your time.
I mean, at this point, you can probably just say it. I don't really mind.
No, at this point, I think we're going to cut to Sal.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
We're going to cut to Sal.
Damn,
who
I
is,
left us
That was
hanging.
like,
Yes.
shit. He's all alone.
That's like when you're watching the TV show and you're like, no, I don't want to go back to Sal cooking
Yeah.
spaghetti. I want to know what's going
No,
on.
Sal is at another. Sal is actually going to a restaurant in the Plaza District. He's been having trouble with one of his recipes, and he'd like some advice from a chef who actually knows what he's doing.
Ooh, nice. Okay, you say this is like the fish needs to be coated with what exactly?
Yeah, the chef is standing. Hang on, let me actually check something.
Take your time.
Yeah. Yeah, the chef is like standing in front of a cauldron, stirring it, and he's stirring it up. He's like, yeah, you need to make sure that it's cooked. You can't serve fucking raw fish.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that you cook it thoroughly.
I know.
Yeah, hang on one moment, please. He grabs the rolling pin, goes back to and as he goes to the cauldron with the rolling pin, you see like a zombie start trying to pull itself out of the cauldron.
What the?
And the chef just beats it back into the cauldron with the rolling pin.
That's amazing.
Isn't that a
It's
little
just-
bit?
It's not for the living. It's for the folks up in the graveyard. Got some ghouls there.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
like I said, you can't be bloody well serving them raw meat. I guess the ghouls wouldn't mind, but I have a reputation out for.
true.
But yeah, you need when you cook. If you're gonna cook them though, if you're gonna cook the fish, you gotta put the honey glaze on first. Then you gotta cook it.
Ah, that's how you do it. Interesting.
Yeah, if you put it on afterwards, the taste doesn't seep. It's not able to seep into the meat. You gotta make sure the meat's covered too.
Okay. Anything else? Any spice you put in? So
No,
just
lime,
pretend
chili
we
powder.
continue this conversation.
Salt and chili powder. Yes.
Kosher salt.
Yes.
It's salt.
Cautious.
Kosher.
The hell with unkosher. It's not. I'm not going to make the joke. It's anti-Semitic. Anyway, Kelbi, what are you up to? You're back in training. Kelbi's, you're doing. You're doing training still?
Yeah, I'm doing training. I'm trying to do my breathing technique a lot, which is sort of like a pseudo just meditate and try and control. Like I light a couple of candles in the room.
Yeah.
And I try and do basically the lessons that Aisha taught me very early on in the campaign.
Yes, just breathe.
Where I breathe in and try and
Focus your
just
chi.
practice that technique. Focus my chi and just gust out the lights.
candles.
And at some point, I do make my way onto the rooftops, and I am going to try once again on my days try and get more used to the flying, if you would. Being able to focus my chi and to fly.
Alright, so focus and fly. There's a check. I don't remember what the check is.
It's a wisdom check.
Wisdom check. Okay, yeah, make a wisdom
Alright,
check.
so I'm on the rooftop, I go running towards the edge, I make my wisdom check, and I start to fall.
Alright, you're doing it from the
believe I
roof of
can
your house, right?
From the what?
From the roof of your house, right?
Sure, yeah, okay.
Alright, that is 40 feet in the air.
Slow fall. so probably no
I have
damage.
slow fall, but it's just funny how.
I believe I can fall.
All right. You can use slow fall, or you can take 20 bludgeoning damage from fall.
I'm gonna use slow fall. So as I can't focus my chi enough, I just kind of like reach out for like maybe like some of the brick and kind of like try and grab onto a little bit and kind of slowly drag as I'm falling. And as I land, my arm is just still aching. I'm like, oh, okay, still gonna need a little practice with that.
Yeah.
Hopefully no one saw that.
You look around, the only people who seem to have seen it is a few rats and a keeper who's making sure the alleyways are sufficiently narrow.
Ah, okay. But other than that, I guess he's just kind of keeping to himself. He's starting to get, as Chrysanthus going back and forth with more decorations and going through invitations, Kelbi's getting more nervous about what the hell he's gonna even do on his own birthday. Like, maybe at a couple points he's kind of just pacing around in the house. Like he's not training anymore as the day comes closer and closer. So he doesn't know how, because he hasn't celebrated his birthday realistically in a while. Yeah. So
right.
I think that's how he spends the rest of the time, is just thinking about it.
All right, so we're skip ahead to a day before the big day. Kelbi's pacing nervously in the basement. Just walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then he walks into Kismod, who just seemingly appears out of nowhere.
Ugh.
Yeah. Kelbi, I understand that tomorrow is your birthday.
Yes, Kismod. It's gonna be.
Sure, I will be attending as well.
I figured as much.
I could also sense that something is troubling you. What is it?
I don't know. I haven't celebrated my birthday in a long time, and the last time I celebrated my birthday, even if it was just a small thing, was with Agnes. So.
This man bows and says, "Well, you will be celebrating it among friends, or so I am led to believe."
Yeah. Well, the other teachers are going to be there.
Yes.
Aisha's going to be there.
Yes, so I've heard.
I figure you heard. He just got there's like a squint, and Kelby's just like, yeah, I know you heard. Yeah,
Yes.
It's just going to take you long.
Yes, sir, I'm sure that there will be other women in attendance, but Aisha is the only one. So do you not worry about my lady friends from Madam Maiden's coming?
You know what? That's great. That's great to hear, because that would just be a lot of stress that I really just don't need right now.
Yes. Now, onto your training. I'm going to show you a technique of training that will make your hands harder, as hard as strong. Harder, in fact, if it's possible.
Oh, okay.
This is not unique to. This is not unique to the way of the four elements. This technique is known across the entirety of martial arts. It is called spear hand. Watch. So he holds out his hand, keeps his fingers completely straight, and he, with one thrust, drives his fingers clean through your dummy.
Huh.
Whoa.
Nice.
And then he pulls it back out again. And then he flexes his fingers to show that they are just fine.
That's impressive.
He nods. He says, "It is." Now, it may not be to you. You are not going to be punching your way through stone immediately. You start by punching your way through softer objects, through a jar full of soft objects. And then you slowly graduate to loose stones, and then sand, and then wood, and then you start working on stone.
Slowly build up a resistance. Okay.
Yes, you toughen up your fingers. If you try to punch through stone immediately, you just break your fingers. And I assume you do not want your fingers broken before the big day.
No, I don't.
So Kismar reaches behind and seemingly brought this with him. He places a porcelain jar in front of you, a large vase, and inside you see it's been filled with cloth. He says, straighten your feet, keep your fingers straight, now stab straight down into it.
So I take a deep breath, kind of clench my fists for a little bit, crack the knuckles, and do the hardened straight stance that he has been teaching me, and then I thrust forward with my hand.
You thrust your hand right in, and it's actually, surprisingly, is not as easy as you thought it would be. But your fingers just naturally just want to bend.
Right. I pull back, and I just try again.
Oh yes, keep going. The benefit of this, Kelbi, is that you will be able to do other kinds of damage to opponents. For example, large and squishy opponents may be resistant to bludgeoning damage, but this will let you puncture through their hides.
Ooh, I like
Alternatively, your hands will grow hard enough that you can chop down a tree with nothing but your bare hands. Basically, when you get spear hand training done, you can choose to switch between bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage for your hands.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I like that a lot. That's really cool.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, Kelbi feels emboldened by this, and he spends the rest of the day training on that.
Yeah, as you start to train, as you draw your hand back for the second strike, Kismon gently just restrains you and says, "Remember, I have thought about dark things in the city, but you have another side of you, Kelbi. This training is not for that side. This is for Kelbi Castor, not whoever you are trying to become." And he lets you go, and he just sinks into the floor, just phasing through the earth. In an instant, and within a second, you would not have believed he was there at all if it wasn't for the fact that the ceramic urn is still there.
So he says that.
Yeah.
And like I go to try and do another punch forward, and then I just like stop right before it hits, like before it makes an attack, and then I just pull back, and I stop my training for the rest of the day.
Okay. All right. The next day is the big day.
Oh, God.
Decorations are up. Everything is ready. First thing is, and then as your little celebration starts to get underway, you start setting out like little trays of cocktail weenies, bowl of punch.
Nice.
Well, not punch, it's wine. We don't have punch here. And the first group to arrive would be your teachers, actually.
Hey!
Isma just phases his way up to the basement, so you don't even bother asking.
I have arrived!
Yes, the first thing any of you know that he's there is when you find him approaching the kitchen, and when he knocks on the kitchen door and says, "You seem to have run out of cocktail. Perhaps you could provide a few more."
That's Sal's department. Sal, you think you could get some more of the... You can cook something for Kismet?
Sure.
I know. He's. I look at Sal, I pat him on the back, and I say, "Look, I know he's Kismod, but I'd really appreciate it."
Yes, he is.
I'll try something.
Sal is sweet. Kismod just kneels down, just looks at you, Sal. Just looks you square in the eye, his eyes glowing with energy, and he says, "I can compensate you quite well for your services.
Yeah, just, you know, this is a big day for Kelbi. Just don't mess it up.
Of course. Also, I may or may not have someone from the plane of elemental earth arriving here. It is customary for me to bring some food as well. I promise nothing but the finest gold-dusted food from Kelbi.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You are very welcome. Now, when will Aisha arrive?
She'll be here soon. Actually, I should go and ask Chrysanth, because she's probably the one who'll know. I will be right back.
I have my clipboard. I have my clipboard. You know the SpongeBob?
Yeah!
That's a clipboard.
Yeah, just
Like,
getting everything.
check.
Alright.
Is one, and I'm just like, Aisha should be here soon. I mean, probably. Well, she does have to go from another plane, so I think if I think about it, she'll probably have to pick up a shard, and then bring a shard from the elemental plane of fire back to the monastery, and then here. So it's gonna take a while, probably, hopefully.
Yeah,
I swear, if the interdimensional courier got lost, I'm gonna have a very 1-star complaint.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. So, back there says you're all gonna be in the house. Alright, so you're going to say that to Kelbi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell Kelbi that? Alright, so then when Kelbi leaves, Aisha turns visible and leans in close to Chrysanth and says, "Thank you."
I got you.
She's
Why
just
did you
gonna
want-
she's gonna ghost Kismet
Yeah,
for the
the
entire.
whole-
I kind of look at Aisha and I'm just like, is it really that bad with Kismon?
This is just... It's not that I can't handle, it's that I don't want his horn dog tendencies to ruin Kelby's birthday.
True.
Hmm.
And at least until Ashdod gets here, he can keep him under control.
Okay, then we'll wait for a shard.
Yeah, Ashdod the fire genie is the third one to arrive.
Hello.
And, so you're the one that I've been. You're the one that Kelby told me about. The daughter of his friend.
Yes. I'm glad that he talks about me. I've heard your quiet.
Kelby hears Ashad say that and goes, Ashad, great, it's nice to see you. Why don't you come with me, please? Okay, alright, okay, cool.
She's a lot shorter than you led me to believe. I'm disappointed.
You're missing out on food right now, Ashad, and
Is it spicy?
It's very spicy. All right,
Give it to me.
We're just gonna move you in. Just gonna keep moving. It's like Kelby is just pushing Ashad. It's like, holy fuck! I thought Kismet was gonna be the problem.
I check the clipboard and then I just appear behind Kelby and just like, so I'm shorter than you think, huh?
I did not say that. All right, okay. I did not say that. That was him. Okay, I had to train with Ashad for quite some time. He is quite the character.
But he knows his stuff, though. He knows his stuff. Right behind Ashad is Isran and Amalia with their cards. Isran's like, you keep some very strange company. I'm not going to lie.
Well, you're not that normal either.
Amalia just says, he's quite normal. Compared to, and he points to Ashad, who is wolfing down spicy appetizers.
Okay, fair, but like, come in. We have some food. We have some great food that are cooked by our very own resident paladin, Sal. And I sort of like finger crossbow Sal.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
Ezra's like, I'm looking forward to trying that. And Amalia says, maybe.
Come in.
Speaking with the Earth Genos, with your Earth friend there.
I even say there's enough for your poison testers as well.
That's good to hear.
I know how these things work.
Yeah. All right. So they come in. Next is Nathaniel with his own small group of bodyguards.
Hey. I
He's
sort of
like,
start passing out plates to even the guards and like, eat up, guys.
Yeah, they just eat very little.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, Nathaniel is just like, oh wow, it's like wow, Kelbi keeps some power for company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Necessary mates of friends.
I like how the one thing is that we all at the same time in different parts of the house go.
Nathaniel just says, yeah, don't underestimate that. He says, don't underestimate it. Don't underestimate them. They might. All genies are eccentric. All right, it's not just them. They're all eccentric. They all have these flamboyant personalities. But each one of them is the equivalent of a powerful Gloomwrought noble, in their realm at least.
That's very true.
So don't putting up with their eccentricities is certainly a thing. It's not something you have to do, but trust me when I say this, it's worth it in the end.
Okay, I'm gonna do a thing, Falcon, right? We're about to, go against Roland and, Nathaniel, and then we have the Amalia and Isran. So my plan is, has Nathaniel met Isran and Amalia yet?
He knows them, probably.
Okay, no, we need to establish the connection. So I sort of pat Nathaniel, and I'm just like, I'm sure you know them already. This is Isran and Amalia. This is Nathaniel, and I'm sure you know him as well.
Yeah,
and I figured that.
Just gives a little bow, and Amalia gives a curtsy, and Isran says, yes, I know Nathaniel very well.
And I just say, well, I'm sure that you guys want to talk and discuss about certain things, so I will just leave you at that. And if you want to make a more private discussion, there is a room to the left. And I just sort of moonwalk out of there. Smooth, let's go.
Yeah.
As you do, Amalia just watches you go, and then she just looks at Nathaniel and very subtly draws a circle in the air next to her ear with her finger. And Nathaniel just nods. Just nods.
Kelbi looks at Chrysanth setting up this little politic thing, and Kelbi just goes, "Well done. That was quite smart. I wouldn't have even thought about doing that."
You didn't think I just made this birthday just for you? Well, it is for you because Roland, Agnes,
It's just Chris is stammering. Kelbi goes, "Chris, it's okay. I really appreciate everything you're doing for me today. It's a lot of work."
And then
yeah, no problem. And then the thing is that Chrysanth is still stressed about something because, out of character, I don't even know if my request was granted. So it's like she's still stressed.
But it'll be a surprise for the both of us now, won't it?
Surprise for everybody. It will be surprising. All right, and last but certainly not least would be the Lakewoods.
Hey!
And so they arrive by portal. By
Oh wait, technically I don't know Ice. I only know Fluffy because I kind of jumped into Fluffy's hair for a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing anybody knows is that the Lakewoods arrive. So a massive portal appears in the main hall, and Fluffy steps through.
Fluffy!
And Fluffy's like, Chrysanth. And
I hug Fluffy.
Yeah, Fluffy hugs back as best she can. And Fluffy has brought, and then you see this, Fluffy has white fur, and then you see this carpet of white just coming out from under Fluffy, and Fluffy says, "Fluffy by Fluffy's kids." Amazing. Robin on the top, sitting on top, she just says, "Yeah, I tried to dissuade her, but no, she insists on bringing the family around."
Okay, that's fine.
I just look at as they're talking, I very calmly go to some of the other patrons who don't know who the fuck Fluffy is and go, it's a pet spider, she's fine, don't be alarmed.
Isran slides his sword back into its scabbard, and Nathaniel
Just
slowly puts the spellbook away. But Amalia hasn't even seemingly has not reacted. She just has that same irritatingly all-knowing smile on her face. But you notice
I knew it.
You notice though that the shadows around her lessen just a little. Yeah, and so you do like the party does seem to be is now fully underway. It does seem to be going well. The only sign of tension is Ice, Lakewood, and Dorovnia. They have like this very frosty like interactions. They're short and like they always have this like bitch I'm going to cut you vibe.
Oh boy.
Why? Was there anything between them? I don't remember.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember.
Yes, Dorovnia Cassell from Ice.
Oh!
Ice has been making moves on Sal, and Dorovnia's immediate response was, "No, don't mind me.
All right, I forgot Ice was in
Did happen! Oh wow, that was like a while ago.
Maybe I should have invited her. My bad, guys.
She actually just seemed to hit it off with Amalia, though.
Ooh, nice.
Like basically two cold, emotionless women. They actually see something in each other.
Okay, this is the connection where Chrysanthemum's is like, okay, I think I've done. What have I done?
It's funny you say that and go, oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Yes.
Sorry, Chris. I forgot to mention that happened. It was a long time ago.
Well,
Sal's
yeah,
in the
but that's
kitchen.
fine.
He knows nothing.
Yes, Sal's completely oblivious to the two girls, like, you know, with you bitch eyes.
Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of whispered to Kelbi, and I'm just like, but look at how Amalia and Ice are getting along together.
Yeah, they're like two peas in the pod, really.
Two icebergs colliding more like shivers.
Yeah. Israel just says, yeah, don't worry too much about it. I mean, these, if anything, just, two powerful wizards working together. I understand you're trying to build up a network to face off against Roland.
That's true. You know, Nathaniel? What Nathaniel's saying is like, wow, all your friends are all powerful. Now that I think about it, yeah, they are.
Yeah, Kelbi is starting to realize that, like, yeah, we've definitely hung out with some very powerful, very interesting individuals.
So, the party is in full swing, but now it's time for the main course. Everyone's in the dining room. Meepo is wheeling out the trolley that holds the cake.
Oh no.
Hey!
Cake.
Cheesecake, naturally.
Yep.
And Nathaniel stands up, and the cake is placed on the table. Wine is poured.
It's
Nathaniel stood up.
Kelbi requested. It's Melilla flavored with sea salt frosting and caramel.
Yes, nice. So it's like a cheesecake with some sea salt frosting
and also caramel on top of it.
Caramel. Caramel and everything.
We already ate bread. The bread is elven bread, so I serve like a list of courses. So elven bread, salad, and soup. There's sword coat.
And the seafood.
Yeah, it's all seafood themed.
So Kelbi, just before we get to the cake, Kelbi just has this big smile on his face as he's eating the fish, and it's just like it reminds him so much of home, and he just says, "Thank you, Sal. It's the best meal I've had."
It's nothing.
In a long
Wait
time.
until you see the dessert. I got black pudding. Yes.
Everyone just kind of looks at you, Sal.
Yes.
And then you remember black pudding is a kind of hostile slime.
It's why I named it. It's like it's pretty good. It's chocolate. Everybody loves chocolate. Just saying.
Okay, alright, yeah, just put your weapons away, guys. It's not that kind. He's not trying to
Once
kill us.
again, Israel had the sword out, slowly puts it back in.
Yes. No, he pulls it out. Actually, what happened is he had to pull out Amalia, just no, not that kind of thing. And he just slowly puts it back in. But yeah, the party is in full swing when Nathaniel stands up with a full wine glass and says, "Everyone, I'd like to take a moment here to propose a toast to the man of the hour, Kelbi Castor."
Woo! I raise my glass.
Yeah. You're how old are you? How old are you now?
I'm gonna be 22.
22. Here's to another 22 years, Kelbi. We know
Here's
you've
to
been
another
through
22 years.
Yes.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We know you've been through some hardships, and may the rest of your life be a lot easier than what you've been through now.
Yeah,
Nice.
I raise my glass too.
Yeah. Here's to that. May the Dark Lady watch you. May her fate for you be kind. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
That's, everyone toasts and says, "May her fate for you be kind."
Go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Toast. Amalia. During the meal, like Amalia puts on a few tricks with her shadow magic, like putting on almost like this Punch and Judy style play.
That's sick.
Ice, not to be upstaged, does the same thing with frost and ice, creating dancing ice sculptures that are even though like Gloomwrought makes sure that they're cracked and pitted. Even like it's still breathtakingly beautiful to watch them just like do this dance across the table. It's almost like they're figure skating.
Ooh.
And Kelbi like add to the performance because he's gonna use shape water and kind of as the ice sculptures are skating, like there's almost like these little like streams of water that kind of follow behind them. Almost like you know how like it's a weird metaphor, but you know like what a red line is for like a car. How when it's driving really fast at night, there's like a little line that goes behind it of light.
Oh, like a streak?
Yeah, like a streak.
Like,
Yeah, like a streak of that, but it's water.
Ooh,
All right, yeah, you
nice.
can do that. And since it's your birthday, I'm not going to ask you to make a check.
Nice.
So, yes, you're able to do it, and it looks amazing. The party goes on for about almost like 5 hours or so.
Yeah.
Then Isra, Amalia, and Nathaniel take their leave. They have, like I said, so the Barrowfells have their own have their own problems with unifying their houses.
Right. of course.
Nathaniel leaves because he has responsibilities that he can't ignore.
All right. There was one thing that, obviously I know the important Gloomwrought people have to leave because they've got important Gloomwrought things to do.
Yes.
There was one thing that Kelbi and Chrysanth did talk about, and he's going to begrudgingly do it. They're going to the ballroom, I guess.
We're down. Okay, absolutely, yeah. There's, yes, you guys can have a dance. You guys can all dance if you like.
Nice.
All right, I walk over to Chris and I go like, all right, well, I need all the practice I can get, so.
All right, so you dance. Yep. Yep. Isra
I see.
and Amalia.
Nice one, Kelbi.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe Chris, your
Nice.
performance can save me.
Did I put a proficiency in this? I don't think. Oh, I think I did actually.
Performance?
Okay, try it and see.
Okay, you're carrying my ass.
Chrysanth is doing it. Isra and Amalia also do the ballroom dancing. Robin
So
actually
Okay.
leads a very, very embarrassed Nathaniel out to do it. As Robin said, it's like, I've actually danced in over 2,000 years now.
Is it all right if I send you a quick audio cue for the waltz? I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna send you a link. It's a YouTube link because
Sure.
I think it would be fun to describe.
Mm.
It's a bizarre piece. So there you go.
Perfect for Gloomwrought.
Yeah.
I'm listening to it now.
Do you think Gizmod will ask Ayesha to dance? Do you think this is gonna be where shit goes down?
Oh, this is where it's gonna go down.
Do you think
No.
the Rovnia will be like, Sal, you wanna dance with me? And
Sel
then
would
like looks
actually,
at Ice.
Sel would
bitch.
actually. That's the part. Sel would actually go ask the Rovnia for a dance. Like,
If
Yeah.
Thornia will
Everyone's
say,
dancing.
yeah, and Thornia just going to say, well, I have 2 left feet, but sure, why not?
why not?
Ice is just there. Fucking bitch.
As we're dancing, like Chrysanthus, like no, he's 2 steps forward. It's like okay. Wow, this is so much harder than I thought it was gonna be. Oh,
And I
jeez.
just say, it's like fighting. Kelbi just, sequence, footwork, breathing. Kelbi!
Okay. Let me just, take a deep breath. I think I got this. Okay. And I waltz. Do my best.
Alright, hang on, it's not letting me copy the link. There we go. There. There we go.
Ooh,
Fancy.
nice.
Yes.
Like a little accordion piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Aisha is able to diffuse the whole Kismet situation by dancing with Ashad.
Nice.
Gizmod, my boy!
Gizmo
I
was
feel so
like,
sad for him.
"You."
Kismod.
Oh
Gizmo does it
no!
with
Don't
ice.
tell me he's like, he's dancing with
he's,
one of his girls.
No, he's dancing with ice liquid.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay?
Yeah. He just like, I am not going to be left behind.
I like to imagine
Gizmod
that.
is
Like,
a fine man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like
he
to
is-
imagine we're all
he's a
just
gentleman.
slowly starting to get better at our dancing as the
Yeah.
piece is going. Okay, I think I got my footing. All right.
Yeah. Okay. But yes, after the dance, people begin to go home in their ones and twos. Aisha and Ashad return back to the material plane. The important Gloomwrought people leave to do their important Gloomwrought stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ice leaves. Kismet return. Kismet and Ice. Ice goes back to her place. Kismet goes back to the Fettered Ward. So that just leaves Robin and Fluffy.
I think at this point we're just pet and Fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pet.
And Fluffy's children are devouring the leftovers.
That's about it.
do you think they can eat the trash as well? Like the... You know what I mean?
Fluffy's children have standards, you know.
I'm sorry, I thought that was a thing.
They will help clean it up, though. You notice like they're
Hey.
getting underneath the trash, and they're carrying it outside to the alleyway.
Nice.
Because I was thinking, right, what if you just have pet slimes to just devour the garbage?
That would be a good reason to get a pet slime.
Yeah.
1000%.
What you can do, there's apparently the older editions of D&D, there was a special amulet you can get that kept you from being dissolved by gelatinous cubes, so you could use it as a mount.
Ah.
Hey,
Oh,
nice.
that's
nice.
sick.
Interesting.
Jiggle onward, my faithful steed.
Jiggle.
But aren't you gonna
Jiggle.
sink into cubes or
You
will. Well, that-
slimes?
That's why you have a ring of water walking on.
Ah.
The amulet protects. Well, there's actually a special amulet that lets you survive being digested and breathe while inside of it.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, so you can do it.
So
Yeah.
I guess as the night is going on, Kelbi is, full. He's done his dancing.
The guests have all almost.
The guests have
gone.
all left. I guess hearing that the message that Robin Lakewood asked, Kelbi just goes, "All right.
Would you like to try your luck again? She says as she holds up the deck of many things.
I have an odd request though. I don't want to do it necessarily." He kind of thinks for a moment, and he just says, Okay. And he kind of like stares out of maybe like a window that's near the entranceway, and just looks towards the center castle of Gloomwrought, where Prince Roland is. And okay,
How many will you draw?
just one.
All right.
And I pick a card and pray.
Chrysanthemum's just there. Why not two? I'm just kidding. He doesn't say that.
Why not? Oh, pick everything.
Hey, if you draw the entire deck, that means you get every card.
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I right?
God. I think there was something where the show where like a character got the deck of many things and they got the weapon, and then somebody was trying to convince them that, oh, it's a deck of weapons, so if you just keep drawing you'll get all these weapons.
Deck of weapons.
Yeah.
All right. What do we have?
Oh God. See, Kel, like listen. All the luckiest things have happened to Kel. All the luckiest things. Yeah. So let's just cap off the night with the luckiest thing ever.
That is gonna work. It's gonna work.
It's gonna
Totally
work.
Totally.
It's gonna work. We're all positive attitudes here.
Yes, you draw. Oh, look at that. It's the Vizier card.
Ooh.
Oh.
That sounds good.
At any time within the next year, anytime you choose, you can ask one question and mentally receive a truthful answer to that question. Besides information, the answer helps you solve a puzzling problem or other dilemma. In other words, the knowledge comes with wisdom on how to apply it.
That's really good.
Ooh,
that's really good.
That's
for what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, basically you can force the DM to reveal one plot point.
That's real. Yeah. This is. It's really good, but it's one of those like, oh fuck. When do I want to?
Yeah.
I can't fuck this up. I need to use it for something vital. I'm gonna hold on to this.
Just use it on something against Roland. Like,
honestly, I would straight up ask, how do we beat
kill Roland?
Roland.
Or more importantly, how do we,
how do we eliminate the tyranny?
I don't know. There are so many.
As Chris and Sal are talking about this, and Kelbi goes, "No, this is an amazing boon. But I don't have to use it right away. We can think about it.
Save it.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe if we keep doing what we're doing, we might come to a point where we need a vital question solved, something more specific, and then we can get a guaranteed answer. This is fantastic.
Wait a minute. Okay, like Chris sounds just like, well, I agree with that. But I'm just gonna bring this up. We still don't know the goddess that wants a Charlatan's heart.
That could be. That could be.
I mean, it's not something pressing, but I'm just putting it out there. It's all yours.
Robin is going to hold the deck out to you, Krista, after taking the Vizier card and shuffling it back in.
Oh no!
Well, why don't you test your luck, Chris?
I look around and just like, so what are the? I kind of look. Did you guys draw from this already?
I drew my one card, and I'm only drawing one.
So have you drawn one?
No, I have
before?
no clue what this is. Sel really doesn't. He's like, what is this?
Yes, you have drawn from it. You've earned the enmity of a devil.
Wait.
Oh,
that's not Sal.
yeah.
Was that? No, that's not Sal.
No, that was Sal. That was
Really?
Sal because
This
it was.
was-
Yeah, this was a
Tensor's
long.
Tower.
Oh, sorry.
This was way back.
Okay.
Remember, this was
way
Tensor's Tower. You drew the card. I didn't draw any cards. Kelbi just refused to because he was an innocent boy back then. And you drew a card and got the Eye of the Devil. And
But he doesn't have any clue. He doesn't.
But he doesn't have any. He
Yeah.
doesn't have. You drew a card, but you have no idea that anything bad happened.
Okay.
Essentially.
Sal would just respond with us. I think Wait a minute. I think I vaguely remember drawing a card, but it doesn't do shit for me. So, well, it didn't do shit for me.
Which
So,
do you? She just says, "Which card did you draw? Did you?"
you know what? Cell is actually gonna roll because as a player, I forgot. So I'm gonna.
It's the Flames card.
No. I know, but I'm just trying to roll for an intelligence check to see if Cell even remotely remembers.
You know what?
anything.
I'm crazy.
He remembers.
Yeah. Okay.
He remembers. Yeah.
I'm gonna draw one card.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
you're going for it.
Go
You're
for
going
it. Go
for
for
it.
it. Go for it.
Hang on. All right. Yeah, Chris. So 1 second, Chris. So
Okay.
when you say you drew the flame
Yeah,
card,
it's a flame card.
Robin.
Mhm.
Yeah, Robin just narrows her eyes and just says, "That's a bad sign. That means you've earned the hatred of a powerful devil.
Oh yeah, we haven't resolved that now, did we?
Somewhere,
Uh-oh.
somewhere in the nine hells is a devil who hates you and will do everything he can to make you suffer. The only way this ends is if you go to hell and defeat him."
It's as
much work.
as Robin is saying that, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm going back through my mental map of those that band of infernal people with the masks,
The clowns. The devil
and I'm just
clowns.
going like, oh, the Stygian masks, right?
Yeah, the Stygian mask, yes.
And I go, oh, now that makes sense.
What makes sense? What are you talking about?
We'll talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
it in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And as I sigh thinking about that, that's when Chris draws her card.
That's the moment.
Alright, what do we have here?
God, I feel like it's gonna be really bad.
Or it can
I
be
mean, I got a good one. This is the first good one I think I've gotten from this deck.
Ooh, boy.
That doesn't sound good.
You draw the Fool card.
Oh no!
Oh, I lose intelligence, right?
No, you lose.
No.
What was that?
10,000 XP.
10,000
Yeah.
XP. If it would cause you to drop a level, you lose just enough.
Oh, I don't think that matters much to me because I have a lot of XP.
Yes. So you lose just enough to keep your current level, and you're forced to take another card out of the deck. Let's
Oh
see.
god! So you have
I'm
to
fine with
auto.
that. Let's go. I'm a gamble man.
Do it. Do it.
God damn
I take
it!
another. I take another.
Bureau Lakewood lives on. Let's see.
Chris is like,
gambling
I can still beat this campaign under leveled.
If
You
only
guys
I-
realize I'm over leveled, right?
Chris is actually seriously over leveled. That's why I put you up against the Psychic Scream guys, because you have a seriously over leveled character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm level
Wait.
14.
Oh,
wait, 14? I
really?
thought you were just one level higher. We
No.
are at
No.
10.
I'm really high.
That's probably
She is.
That's
why-
okay. That explains a
why
That
we
lot.
fought
explains
those.
it,
That's
yeah.
why we fought like really hard enemies was because of Chrysanth.
Ah.
Because she was that strong.
So that's why Kelbi's head exploded. Okay, thanks.
And that's why I was able to use a 7th level spell.
Yeah, because now I'm trying to think. Oh, that's why you have so many spell slots. Because I was
Yeah.
like, I don't remember 10th level sorcerers having that many spell slots.
Yeah,
but
me
I was
too.
like, okay,
I was like,
that's
huh?
cool.
And that's why I haven't really been counting my XP, because if I remember correctly, I discussed this a bit. I was like, do I still count my XP? And like, I think it's more of like I have to wait for you guys to catch up before I level
okay.
up. So
Yeah.
Ah, okay. No,
Ah,
that makes
that's
sense.
probably
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Understood.
All right. Here we go. Okay. You have drawn Fates. That's actually a good draw.
oh my god, wait!
Ooh.
Isn't that the one I can change one
Yes.
event?
You can choose one event and say that it never happened. You can use it immediately, or you can use it any time before you die.
Philo,
fuck.
Philo.
Oh, fuck. That's a crazy one for you.
Yeah, that's a
Oh
crazy
yes.
That's a crazy one
I
for
think
you.
what I will do is I'll hold on to it, then I'll give Falcon possible answers, and then we just pick the best one. So I don't like just spring it onto you, right?
No, you pick it. I mean, you can spring it on me if you like. I mean,
No, I want to talk it out with you because I do want to see like what's probably Good.
Honestly, that's a good one to have like 2 weeks to think about, because that's a crazy.
Yeah, I do want to think about it, because one, I could literally say like Philo never tried to attempt to kill Chrysanthemum when she was a baby, or two, Philo didn't die at all, or three, Roland never got Agnes.
And the whole thing will change. Yeah, it's like
Okay, yes.
That's what I mean. Is that the fate trust me, Falcon. The fate one is really nuts, because when you change something in the past, you have to think about, oh fuck, how does that
all
change
the
everything in the
future? Yes.
No, it's. Here's the thing: if you do change something critical in the past, in the campaign's past, the players or the characters, like, not like the situation is just assumed to be going to be currently the same. A law of conservation is in effect.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but it's definitely it's an interesting one to think about, because like you have to go like how does that change the perspective?
Journey, yes.
Well, not the journey, but it can change a lot.
You'll have the characters will have dual sets of memories. They'll remember the original timeline, and they will remember the new timeline.
Ooh, that's
fair. That's cool.
It's like Flashpoint.
That's a good way to
Flash
do it.
remembers two worlds. It's like
this
is amazing.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
But,
And then I used the fate cards. The Sal went with ice instead of the Rovnia. Triggered my trap card.
No, don't get
Oh my god! I'm trying to imagine now.
I was gonna be serious.
Could you imagine if you were in like a different campaign? There's two other players who have characters who are romancing each other, and then you get the fake and go, "Oh no, that shit never happened."
That's gonna be awkward.
You guys saw I was gonna do something good with this? No. Yeah, I look at the Fates card, and I just put it in my pocket.
Okay. No, you don't. The card will magically reappear in the deck. That's the thing. You can't take it from the deck.
Oh
no. Okay.
But I can use it anytime, right? So
you feel that power inside you, kind of.
Yeah, you know you have that boom. All right, let's see. Oh, dude, Ruby seems to have left us. Okay, I'm checking. The Romeo is going to decline a draw from the deck, and so will Meepo. Robin.
Let's go.
Robin, they're not going to draw. I said they're declining.
Oh, they're declining. Okay, I was ready. I was ready.
Yeah.
Meepo will probably wish for a world of cheese. If that happens.
Well, I mean, last time Meepo got turned into a red dragon.
He turned into a dragon.
Yeah.
So. He will probably wish to be born as a dragon. That would be amazing.
That would be an interesting one.
That would probably just remove him entirely from your party.
No.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Robin puts the deck away, and then she says, "Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the party. I enjoyed it too. You guys really deserve this moment of happiness. I've heard just how nuts things have been for you."
Oh my god, I have one event in my head that I might actually really want to change.
Okay, yeah, please.
Are you gonna just pop it now, or are you gonna wait?
No, I'm not gonna pop it now. I do want to discuss
okay.
This would be a good yeah.
Message made on.
Yeah. Kelbi's gonna look at Robin and say, "Yeah," and kind of looks at the group and says, "This has been a really good night for me, and I appreciate everything that you all have done."
It's been fun for us too.
Yeah. Robin says, "Look, and we all have our own reasons to go up against the prince. Some of us," and she indicates herself and Fluffy, "we're helping friends. Crowds, they want primacy over the city. Some people might even be motivated by money. I don't know. But so, best of luck to all of you. Whenever you're ready to storm the Deathless Palace, just let us know."
You got it.
Sure.
You got it.
And then I kind of pick up from what I talk about before I look towards Kelvin and just say, like I said, this party is well not just for you, but for everyone. I think we needed this. So after after the things that I said, just remember that I didn't mean it in that way. I just really sort of care about you guys more than the quote unquote greater good, if that makes sense.
We cared about you too.
Thanks. Means a lot.
Oh,
I can say
that's
that,
what family's for.
Yeah. And Kelbi says to Chris that, like, I know that my life has been changed in so many ways by the fact that I met you, Chrysanth.
Oh no!
Then just
Is this the moment?
You be quiet, peanut gallery.
Sal just like, is this the moment? You're gonna finally pop the question? No, just kidding.
I kind of just say, well, let's just hope this is not the last birthday we'll ever celebrate, yeah? And next time, can you please have it in the material plane instead of in Gloomwrought?
Yeah,
You know how hard it is to find food that didn't taste like Gloomwrought?
Yeah, you
Kelbi
know how hard is
Kelbi
it for the
chuckles.
chef to cook?
Yeah. Kelbi looks at like Sal sweating all day, going, "Oh gosh." Kelbi just goes puts his hand to his heart and says, "I promise, on my next birthday, we'll have it on the material plane and we'll have it on the beach."
Yes.
Oh, that sounds nice.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Spring break edition.
Yes.
Summer, the beach episode.
Oh God, the
Nice.
beach episode.
Yeah.
But Kelbi, after a really happy, a really good night, he's.
I can see it now. The beach episode's like they're at the beach, right? And then a ship comes by, and then Manako and the rest come out, and they're just like, "We're finally back. Where are we?"
We're finally back.
Yeah.
We finally made it out of India. Hey, who
Yeah.
are these chuckle
Yeah.
fucks?
Why are you on the beach? Yeah. This is gonna be fun.
All right, so you're gonna go to bed now after a wonderful party. It's happy memories all.
Oh wait, Falcon? Can I talk to a Chardalon with the heart?
I was hoping you would.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk to a Chardalon about something.
All right,
Oh,
all right, you sit.
this is gonna be it.
All right. Let me get some water here. Just Chardalon's voice is extremely difficult for me.
Shut it.
All right. You are back on mentally in Chardalon's demi-plane, I guess you'd call it. Prison.
Mind
I don't know what you
palace.
call it. His mind lair.
Yeah.
Let's quickly back. Chardalon is just laying down, curled up, almost like a cat. But you can tell one of his eyes, it looks like he's asleep, except the one eye, the eye facing you is open, just the narrowest slit of yellow can be seen.
I sort of, Chrysanth doesn't actually have any sort of smug look or tone or anything. She's gonna be very straightforward to Chardalon and just say, Chardalon, I want to talk with you, honestly. No veils, no ulterior motives. I have an honest question.
You just see he shifts slightly, letting you know that he's listening.
I drew from the deck of many things. I got the Fates card. And I've gotten to know you, whether it will be just for a few days now, weeks. And, well, you did destroy Silverthorn. You've done a lot of evil things, but when you told me your story, how humans, mortal kind, killed your children,
Oh no.
I can't really fault you for that. If you had a chance, do you want them back?
Chardalon sits up at this, and he looks at you, and he opens his eyes and glares at you, and he says, "You intend to use the Fates card to rewrite my fate. To
If
make
that's
it
what
as
you
my
want.
children have never died."
if you still love them and want to be with them. I could change anything else, but personally, I think those things shouldn't have happened. And well, I could potentially just say get this over with and make Roland never become the king, but a new king will just take his place. Gloomwrought is too evil or too gloomy in its nature. But you, the Chardalon, none of this would have happened if your children were still alive.
A Chardalon just he blows a puff of smoke, and he says, "Once upon a time, the Shadowfell and Gloomwrought, they weren't always like this. It was never meant to be a place of depression. It was a refuge for those whose troubles weighed down upon them. They would come to the Shadowfell to seek peace, comfort, release." It was never meant to be like this.
It never was, but it is now. And I could change that. But the Chardalon, you're not answering the question. Do you want to be with your children again?
Chardalon thinks for a moment. If you bring them back, couldn't they just get killed at a later date?
She thinks about it. It's like, well, that's true. But it's a chance I'm willing to take. Maybe even if it's a day after, or weeks after, or years after that your children may die again, you may be able to protect them this time.
Chardalon thinks for a moment. I actually don't know, because here's the thing about this request. Let me find some super music here.
Holy fuck, Justin.
You like it?
No, I like it a lot.
No, this is amazing. Just
fascinating.
Yes,
Holy
here's
shit.
the thing though about this. I'm gonna play some music here so you understand the stakes properly.
Yeah.
Try. Alright. So here's the thing. I actually do have several ideas, but here's the thing.
There's gonna be something like equal in its place to destroy
No.
Silverthorn, I assume. No? That it doesn't work that way.
It's not just that. It's that the campaign, literally the entire campaign,
is based on
hinges on a Chardalon being dead.
Yeah.
And people scramble and really and serious power brokers, like the kind of people who make Prince Roland look like a kid playing in a sandbox, like scrambling for what's left of that power. If you change this,
the whole scenario would have.
you will have performed an act of campaign ending
Yeah.
on par with Old Man Henderson himself. All right. If you've read that story, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So that's the stake. That's fascinating. That's the stake. Like you literally have your finger over the end campaign button right now. You have your finger just hovering over it, and it's like
in a word, like if you guys ever watched Loki, the new TV show, you are gonna create a Nexus event that changes the entire timeline. It's like, this is amazing. Just do it. Just do it.
if you want, I will give you a chance to walk this back, because if you really want to go through with this, then the campaign ends tonight.
Yeah.
And we
Well,
start
that's
a
actually
new campaign
something-
in 2 weeks.
I do want to discuss with you guys because I think, well, like Bossman mentioned before, like we're kind of dragging, right, a bit.
Well,
Like, we discussed this
here's my
before.
question though. Like, if we end this, I'm fine with that. But there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we want to
the
finish,
B team.
but-
The B
Yeah,
team.
Yeah, but
That's my question. Will we be able to finish the B team though? Because I actually
Yeah.
kind of want to finish the B team.
I know you want to finish the B team. I do too. The thing is, though, a lot of what's happening with the B team, again, is
Also,
connected to Chardalon's
yeah.
death. So the B team will go...
Well, theoretically, what could happen is that in sort of the timeline, right, where the point where Chrysanth will use the Fates card, everything that could happen with the B team could be resolved before the Fates card being activated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why don't
like
we do that, Falcon? Because I'd be fine with that. Like, if Justin wants to do that, then it's his
Yeah,
fate.
it's
I mean, like-
decision. Yeah.
Well, no, I just want because like it's not. I mean, in character, yes, it's my decision, but this affects all of us, so I do want to discuss it. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to
Right.
spend like that, I mean, yeah.
It's shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is like, I want you guys to make sure that you understand like the stakes. Like the
yeah.
A team and the
Yeah.
B team might be having their own separate adventures. They might be gallivanting off in India,
Yeah.
but India is still a part of this world. There's still like the powers that be that sent them there are. They also want a piece of a Chardalon's pie. That's the thing.
Right.
They also
I mean-
want a piece of Ashy's pie. If Ashy, like, this fundamentally changes the nature of the campaign world in a way
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a drastic. This is the thing about the fit.
Yeah.
that this will end the campaign, and this will also make me and I am never using Decimity things again.
I mean, like that's the thing. Like,
So here's okay. I'll say this. I don't want to be like, you know, I don't want to be like, oh no, like you should not do it or you should do it. It's just more that like there's a lot of unresolved stuff with the B
definitely.
team that I really want to see, right? So
Same.
it's just more like I would be okay if we could somehow, even if it was just like an alternate reality, you know, with the
like
B team.
timeline or
Like an
another
alternate timeline?
universe.
Yeah, I would be fine with that. Just because like if this is where, you know, if this is where the A team ends, you know, we ended on like a happy note, which is kind of nice,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, give them the
But-
horror.
Yeah.
You know, kind of breaking through the horror through this final act of kindness. I'm perfectly fine with that. It's just there's so much like unresolved stuff with the B team that,
Yeah.
especially with Roberta, that I kind of want to see. That's the only thing. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, no,
And I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
like I said, my thing is, it is connected. And again, Chardalon is and always has been the linchpin for this campaign. You know, like, even like something seemingly as insignificant as, say, Roberta's curse is at least tangentially connected to a Chardalon and the power he wielded.
Yeah.
And not just the power he wielded, but like the potential that he has. It's at this point, it's less like what he had and more like what he could do if we could tap into that power.
Yeah. No, but
So that's the thing.
yeah, we understand that. From what we're saying, just like even if it's just say an alternate reality, like we do this on a
You're
branch
saying,
of
like,
timeline. Yeah.
Like I would be like, yes, I agree with you, Falcon, with like, yes, those are tangentially connected. But I would just say that it would be kind of cool if like we just continued the B team in the
Yeah.
alternate timeline in which maybe the A team
Didn't-
Chrysanth didn't do
Yeah.
like the fate
or
pull.
didn't get
You know
the
what I mean?
fate card. Yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm actually trying to think, like,
The tense music is making this very stressful. Why did
it
you pick?
adds to the gravitas. It adds to the seriousness of this situation. Because I really, want to like hammer home like the seriousness of this situation. to
So
you
even
guys.
so there's
This
only
is
one
old man
sacred
Henderson
timeline. Essentially, you want to do that, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, like
I think because like I think what if I remember correctly, like I think you wanted that the B team and the A team would eventually line up.
Meet up.
So
Yeah,
it's gonna be. I think what's gonna be hard is if we stop the A team, we're also gonna stop the B team.
Yeah, that's
So,
my
like,
thing. That's my thing.
That's the issue.
You can't resolve the stuff with the B team without having them come for the A team. That's the problem.
it's hard. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, Justin, if you really want to do it, then they can't stop you.
No.
It's just I just kind of put my 2 cents in. That's the only thing.
True.
I
Now,
think
here's the thing. B team alternate universe. I do have an idea. Like with the B team, the alternate universe, same like characters, same name, same like backgrounds or whatever. But you put them in the alternate universe, in like the new campaign. They're the main characters of the new campaign. They're the A team, as it were.
Okay, got it. So yeah, in
For me, I would
alternate reality,
prefer to, like,
there's
if
still
you
an
were-
A team. There's still.
I would prefer if it's like a new campaign. I'd rather just make straight up new characters.
Yeah, that's
true.
the thing. Is I would prefer that.
I would actually
honestly.
prefer that.
All
as well.
right.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah, no, it's
Alright, this is
a toughie. This is a
So-
toughie.
because
Well, it all
because-
hinges on Chris's decision right now. So
Oh,
Okay,
no
okay,
pressure.
no. Here's the thing. Maybe let's just reel it
Let's
back a bit.
discuss this.
Let's reel it back. Why don't we just say that? Listen, like let Justin have 2
Okay.
weeks to think about this, and then if we want to go through of it, then boom, we pull the trigger and we go through of it, right?
Yeah.
And then we at
I'll
least
be-
have 2 weeks. Yeah.
True.
because I'll be honest though, I really do want to resolve B team, right?
Yeah, I know.
But then it also comes down to like in a very like meta standpoint, like as a player, I want B team to sort of be resolved. But in character, Chris
wants
is like
this,
would
yes.
really pull off this kindness for a Charlon because I feel like that's
Yes.
what he needs, right?
Okay,
I know.
yeah.
Right? Because
Alright.
I think, but the thing is, here's what I'm gonna say, right? I always think that at least with D&D, right? I think what everyone wants in the table sort of can be taken into account for an in-game decision. Does that make sense? Like I don't wanna
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
No.
gut what you guys want for this campaign. Like I
Yeah.
could alter it in a way that makes it so that we can experience B team, right? So
Well, again, like I said, the meta game, the whole of this campaign, it depended on Ashley being dead and his backstory happening as written.
Yeah.
So
Like it's up to
ultimately, we've all said our 2 cents.
yeah.
We've all
So
said we've all
it's-
had our say.
It's up to Justin.
Justin.
Right now. Yep.
Yeah, Justin, this is on you now. This is your choice.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Everybody else, no, don't. We already had our inputs. We put our
Understood.
2 cents. Justin,
it's so much power. It's so much power.
I have all the power. This is why pulling from the deck of many things is
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, there's one person I do want to hear from. What is the Chardalon one?
Chardalon would probably say yes.
Yes.
Because at the core of it all, everything he did, the raising of Silverthorn, was in retribution for his dead family. He would have brought them back if he could, but he did not have that. That was the one thing that was beyond his power. So if you do that, he would say he would definitely say yes. And if you guys tell me the unresolved shit for the B team, I will be more than happy to write the new universe as like, oh, this is what happened. Your happy endings. But that would mean in 2 weeks we're starting a new campaign.
I think.
So Justin,
Well, there's also one opinion as well from all of you guys, right? Like from also Falcon, you as a DM, right?
yeah,
It's like, for me personally, like just as a player, I feel like I do want to have a fresh slate because I feel like things have we had one expectation for campaign 2 that sort of morphed. We got Team B. We have a lot of stuff that pile on, right?
Yes,
and I think
I understand. You want to wipe the slate clean.
Yeah.
So
I mean, no, I do want to ask you, like, do you?
I don't mind.
You don't mind, right? I mean, it's
mind.
also like because I want to hear what your thoughts on the campaign is.
My thought is it's fine. I mean, part of what I did with the bait team was just for a different flavor, like so we can have my cake and eat it too. But so Justin, so right now this is again on you. Are you going to do it? Yes, you're doing it.
I look towards Chardalon and I sort of go up to him, put my hand on his head, and I just say, "You have been mistreated and misunderstood. You can have your children back." And I use the Fates card.
All right.
Yes! This is amazing.
Congratulations. You have, and Justin, you now have a story to tell everyone about how you ended the campaign.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, boss man. I'm so sorry for Roberto, but
Listen, okay, I will say this. I'm perfectly fine with starting a new campaign, but too. at some point, could we just do like a one-off where I could at least get my curse cured?
Well, right up into the
everyone,
sunset.
Let me allow me to give you an epilogue for this campaign.
Okay, nice.
Now that the Chardalon's family was not killed, I shall give you a bit of an epilogue as best I can.
Do it.
Silverthorn, without a Chardalon's family, that he had no reason to go on his rampage. Silverthorn endured. It became a beacon of hope, of righteousness for the world. And in the
I just realized. Sorry, go ahead.
What did you
I just realized since Silverthorn was never destroyed, that means a conflict between Vasilka, Viral, and Alexander would have never happened because Silverthorn wasn't destroyed.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, the thing is, hold on. The thing is, even though the Nexus event happened and the reality has been altered, but Sylvana already untethered Alexander and Barrow's fate. They are fateless at this point, so they're unaffected. Even for Sylvana herself is unaffected. Because fate has already been changed, so their past cannot be rewritten. That's the power of God.
Their power. No, they remember their past. They have a second, but they also have a second set of memories now from when Chardalon didn't do it.
That's why the choice is it's so perfect.
Yes. Now, for the player characters, now that the gods have been settled, let's talk with the player characters. Kelbi would in fact travel the plains. He would meet his Fortunatus. He would learn the power of the four elements. It would be a very difficult. It is a difficult road. I'm not gonna lie, an exceedingly difficult road. But he'd never faced it alone. Agnes was always by his side, supporting him every step of the way. And when he learned from Ashad, she learned along with him. Nepo would eventually escape from his rotten kobold clan, and he ended up talking his way onto a dairy farm, where he would help out in exchange for cheese. Salvatore, his village did not die. Paladins from Silverthorn would come, and they came and they were able to cure the disease the curious disease that spread there. But Sal would travel, and one of the lands he traveled to was a distant land called Barovia. And there met the only woman who could ever rival him in combat, a young nun named Barovia.
Yay! They still get. They still get together.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Philo would travel the plains, seeing many things, experiencing many things for his dead wife. And along with him, never far behind, would be his daughter Chrysanthemum. To the north of Silverthorn, a legendary archer named Roberta, having never known the curse of the wolf, would be assigned to assist a eccentric dancer and an inexperienced nobleman. And together they would have many, shall we say, fascinating adventures.
Nice.
Eventually, that young nobleman would retire. The young nobleman Manical would retire. He would not retire. He would renounce his claim to the throne. To spend his life with the woman he loved. As for Cadence did what Cadence did.
Yes.
There is no other way to put it. He just
What did he
what
do?
He was well, simply put, he's like the wind. He goes where he wills and he does what he wishes.
Yes.
I see.
That's amazing.
I got the Fates card. I changed back a Chardlon losing his kids. Easy.
But here's one more thing, though. Over this whole debacle, this whole thing, the goddess Lyra sits back and she smiles down at Chrysanth, her greatest servant, for bringing joy to so many people.
Yeah, that's actually perfect. Yeah.
Nice.
And that is where we will end this campaign.
That is actually perfect.
Oh,
yeah.
that's amazing.
Out of all the things I expected, this was not it.
Yeah, this is not it, but this is...
I will tell you something. I had a boss fight prepared where the boss could phase through walls and separate you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I was totally planning to do that. But
I'm
no,
so sorry.
No.
that's fine. You know what? I can save him for another day. But
Yes.
This is where the campaign ends. Gentlemen, give yourselves a round of applause for short-circuiting this campaign. I'm not even mad. I am not even mad.
Because
This was amazing.
That's kind of nuts, but I have to say, yeah, especially I gotta give you credit that 100% really does make sense for Chrysanth's character.
Yes.
Yeah, that 100% makes sense.
Yes.
Holy
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I just really wanted to see that play out more with Roberta, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
someone's phone's going off.
Oh, that was mine. It's like I'm getting called by the time police. Did you fuck up a world-altering event? Sorry?